Okay, how does it look? How does it look? Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me, everybody? I can't hear anything. You got to tell me that you hear me. How's everyone going? Hey, Kinsey, thank you very much. You sent me, I appreciate it very, very much. I didn't get back to you, but I'm going to get back to you. Thank you very much. If you want a calendar, I've got to do my website again, and I could send you a calendar. Hold on a second. Website, calendar. And today is what is today? Today's the 28th. Yesterday was such a good show. I don't feel like I've got it today. We're going to build it up. So, but thank you very much for listening in the beginning. And I don't know. Hi, Claire. Hello, Alan. Hello, James J. You know, my middle name is James. James J. Is my middle name. James. Toon is back. Good to see you. Thank you for coming back. Thank you, everybody, for coming. My mood is not that great. Yesterday, I was in a good mood yesterday, and then today, I'm not in a good mood. Cliff Curson subscribed yesterday, so thank you for subscribing. James J., if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and it'll make me happy to hit 1,000 people. Not that it won't, and nothing will make me happy. I'm one of the most miserable people in the world, actually. I'm miserable. I shouldn't be this miserable. Joodles says, hey, y'all. Hello, Joodles. Simon Arnold, loud and clear. Okay, we can hear each other. Because I got the microphone right here. I'm wearing my New York t-shirt that I got in New York. My I Love New York t-shirt. I got a story about that. I'll tell you a little story about it. I'm already subscribed. You're my second favorite comedian. Do you know what? My favorite comedian... People who say that I'm their favorite. I'm never their first favorite. Can you hear me? Who is your first favorite? I can't hear anything. Joy Earls is here. Kinsey here. We got viewers. Hey, Kinsey, thank you very much. I don't think it's going to be as busy as a normal day. It might be very busy. Who knows? We're finding this out. This is day 18. If you want a calendar, I've got to Lewis Schaffer. I've got to do my website. Just made it. AA man. And just fixed my shit show of a car again. Well, I know that feeling. That's why I don't have a car. I know that feeling. It's just, and when your car breaks down, how do you feel? You feel it's your fault. But when the train breaks down, you just blame the train. You don't blame yourself. Yesterday was such a good show. Or as much. I don't feel like I've got it today. Who else? Big Steve. He's big. Thank you very much for listening. He's big. And I don't know. I just want to let people know. Hello, Alan. I mean, you've just started listening, so I don't want to give you my personal details. Don't wait till we have more people. I want you all to know. Only joking. You're number one, of course. You're lying. Good to see you. Thank you for coming back. My middle name is Thank you, everybody, for coming. What is the James? Don't tell me what yesterday I was really means. I'm going to hunt you down. And don't think I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't hunt you down. Cliff Curson subscribed yesterday, so thank you for subscribing. If you come here, I'll hunt you down. But if you're out there, I won't ever. And it'll make me happy to hit 1,000 people. Maybe we should talk about that. Hunting people down. I'm one of the most miserable people. How's my hair look? Does it look all right? I don't know. Is that the right way? Is this the right way? Is that the right way? Armitage is here. These are all old friends laughing Saturn. I'm echoing. Okay, good. Simon, thank you. Loud and clear. Okay, we can hear each other. I'm echoing because I got the microphone right here. I'm online with here. Can you hear me now? Am I echoing here? What do you say? Thought only me could hear you echoing. Yes, let's speak our mind. That's what's good about this thing. We can't really speak our mind because we might get knocked on the door by the military police. Greek mythology, Echoes, bless her, Echoes. Yeah, Echo was from Greek. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, it is. It's fixed. It's because my son was here briefly, and he's at work 4 days in a row. 4 days. That's not un-Schafferian. Lewis Schaffer would go to work. He would go to work. If he has work, he wouldn't call people up asking for work for 4 days or even 1 day. But I would go to work. I would go to work. Anyway, so yesterday was really bad. But yesterday was really good. My hair looks great. Well, thank you very much, Claire. There you go, for a girl who's got nice hair. Thank you very, very much. I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't wash my hair anymore. Should I say that? Should I say that I don't wash my hair? I don't use shampoo. I rinse it occasionally. Claire Warren, hey, Lewis, sorry I'm late. Hi, everybody. Chill Saturday. Yeah, it feels very chill. The weather is so lovely, relatively. It wasn't lovely until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it became love. It's 28 degrees in Britain, and that's unprecedented. It isn't unprecedented. It's a summer day. But considering, I think that they're trying to make the place colder. They'd like to make the place colder. That horrible Miliband guy, all of them They just want to destroy us. That's what climate change is. I don't believe in climate change at all. Okay, the sun is great for my psoriasis. Any takers? Well, who do you know that you're speaking to right now, Mr. Toon, Mrs. Toon, that has psoriasis? And you know why you have psoriasis. Why do you have psoriasis? Because you eat carbs. I ate carbs. When I eat carbs, but I don't eat carbs as much as I used to. So it is great for psoriasis, but the number one thing you can do for psoriasis is not to eat carbs. Carbs lecture incoming. Boring. Lewis Schaffer, so boring. I am really, really boring. Yeah, it's incoming. I don't believe in climate change either. Thank you, Joy. A round of applause for Joy for not believing in climate change. You don't not around. I don't know why it matters whether you believe in it or not, but it's like one of the laws. The whole thing is we're in a world of lies. It's a Saturday, and it's like, what do you do on a Saturday? We're here on a Saturday, so it's gonna be great. I wanted to ask why New Yorkers have a reputation for being angry. Do we have a reputation for being angry? Do New Yorkers have a reputation for being angry? That's a really good question. Yeah, well, it's kind of like East End London people. Maybe it's the Jews. It was Italians. These people who moved to New York were Jews and Italians and Irish. Potatoes have feelings too. Yeah, they do. Well, but they're not good for you. Potatoes are like women. It's nothing personal. They're really delicious. Once you start eating them, you want more and more, but they're not good for you. They're not good for you. Not anybody here. So, hey, Lee, good to see you. As a medical expert, would you say that the sun is good for my albinism? Is that like a joke? Joke. Yeah. The sun is good for most things, really. I try to go out in the sun more, and in the wintertime, I pay £10 for 10 minutes of sunbathing every week. Potatoes are like women. Yes, you're like women. Delicious, but dangerous. And they taste a lot better. It's a bit of a joke. Someone's going to read this in the future and say, oh, they did this, they made a video about me, calling me a misogynist. I am a misogynist, but not from these jokes. Am I a misogynist? I am. I'm not a misogynist. I love women, but I'm afraid of women. They're very dangerous. Women are really, but that's also what makes them great. Some women are like potatoes, but not all women. Is that what you're saying? Right. Crumpets here. Hey, you might not think climate change is bad, but it definitely exists. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. And you want to know something? A big round of applause for Crumpet for stick. You said global greening is a thing. Well, I did say yeah, because the CO2 has gone up, but that doesn't mean that we're having a climate change. There's just more CO2 in the air, and we're in the midst of a cold spell. I don't even understand how the whole thing works. I don't understand how things work. They lied so much about climate change. There's a guy that I follow. His name is Tony. What's his name? Tony Heller. Tony Heller. You Google that guy, and he just people say, "Oh my God, it's the hottest day ever." And they find out that it was boiling in 1934. Nana Akua, I can't even pronounce her name anymore, will be so furious that you're stealing her audience. Oh, yeah. Hey, Lucy. Well, I mean, I'm hardly stealing with 34 viewers. If she wants me not to steal her audience, she should have me on her program, because I love Nana. She's fantastic. She is fantastic. Potatoes have many eyes, but not in the back of their head. They do. I guess it's all over their body. It's very, very fun. Okay, this is going to be one of those days. Remember yesterday I said, don't be funny. You could be funny today. I feel it. I feel if you have a joke, you need to tell. Getting on the show. I don't know if I want. My problem is, do we need people on the show? It's just you and me. I just heard someone call a cold, crisp Diet Coke as a fridge cigarette. I've never heard anything more accurate. Yeah, Diet Cokes are delicious, but they're bad for you too, right? Aren't they bad for you? They got all sorts of stuff. What is Judah's laughing at? Okay, and so I'm just reading the things. If you remember everybody, if you ask me what my favorite, no one's interested in what my favorite crisps are. But if you want to know, you say, my name's is James J, and my favorite crisps are onion and whatever it is, onion and vinegar, or whatever your favorite chips is. What is yours? You're absolutely not a misogynist. I am a misogynist, and Joodles, you do scare me. You do scare me. You do. I'm constantly called a misogynist. Constantly. I mean, I call myself a misogynist. I think, how could you not be? I think you women know, how can you not be afraid of women? They're so dangerous. Even women don't like hanging out with women. Even women don't want a woman boss. Onion and vinegar. Yeah, that stuff is really good. That is really good. Just you, I'm old enough to remember when there were no flavored crisps in America, and they just brought them out. Onion and vinegar was one of the first. Just you, Lewis. It's livelier. I find it more lively. Otherwise, you got to sit here and be talking to somebody. I mean, maybe if they're around, if they're in the neighborhood, I don't know, something happens. My name is Joe. Salt and vinegar. Yeah, that's the flavor. That's the other flavor. Salt and vinegar is another. That was the first flavor that would come out. Was that the first flavor in America? Remember, I wasn't here when it came out. Salt and vinegar is the nicest. It's nice, but the problem is it's got salt, which makes you fat, and it's got carbs, which make you fat, and it's got vinegar, which is, just very alluring. Like women, they're like vinegar. They're just very alluring, and you get fat. Potato, okay. Let the elites go in jets and up in their rockets. What is that in relationship to Joe Earls? Anyway. They used to call it global warming when I was at school. They used to call it global cooling. That's how old I am, you young and beautiful Claire. They keep changing the name of the weather. Yeah, because they want people to be in a panic. That's what this whole thing is about. Let's get people into a panic. Anyway, flavored crisps invented Ireland. I guess because is that where the potatoes come from in this country? In America, we got a lot of potatoes. And actually, flavored crisps, okay. The best thing have been invented in Ireland. Yeah, Ireland is a good place. Did you have a school trip to the potato factory, Lucy? I did not. Yeah, I bet you did. It was a big deal. Hypocrisy, well, to punish and moralize us, and basically punish the people who are living here. That's what it's all about, and bring in people who don't live here. So that's. Hold on a second. Let me just say I got the full screen. So let me just say again, please subscribe. Please say, please like. Okay. Wash your mouth out, John Loins. Not a school trip, but I've been there. She's been to the potato factory, the crisp factory. Well, where's the big crisp factory? Is there one? There's probably lots of them. The big crisp factory up in the Midlands, I think. That's where, what's his name? Yep. Wrote a fabulous poem about the potato. I guess that's what you mean by the potatoes. We went on about P5. What does that mean, Joodles? Okay. Whatever happened to the ozone loan from the 1990s that was going to end humanity by the turn of the century? Well, I mean, we can affect things. I'm not saying humans don't have any effect, but I think the idea, we could raise the temperature, but the point is, a place like Britain needs temperature raising. We have air conditioning anyway, but it's not, and what they're trying to do is cooling down. More people die from cold weather than warm weather. You ever see those people? The people living in I'm watching lots of videos about Cuba now. It's very interesting. And because it reminds you of the places that I've been to in Central and South America. And they're warm and they're happier. They're warm and happy, whereas we can be very cold. Very, very cold. Claire C. says, Big C, yes, it was always the end of the world, and then it never happened. You want to know something? They want to get us worried. And I don't know who they are. Is there a group of they? I don't know. But they want to get us worried. Or they believe it. A lot of the people believe it. The climate global changings. Okay, blocking the sun and filling fields with solar panels. That's what Leslie says. It's crazy. It is crazy. I had a picture. I took a picture of the sky. You could see. I don't know. They're not chemtrails. Whatever they are. Hey, Mark. Hi all. Hi Lewis. Sorry I'm late. I'm going to try hard for punctuation today, but you left out a period already. Remember, end the sentence with a period. Okay, but we're going to work on punctuation because that's what I said we're going to do. But you all went to Potato Factory. Is that a very British thing to done? It looks like it's a really British thing, is to go visit a potato factory. I mean, potatoes are not the worst food. The fact that they have to be cooked tells you that they're bad for you. That if you, I'm a failed half. No, he's not a failed half Armenian. He's a successful half Armenian. Is the sunlight whiter than it used to be? That's a good question. Is the sunlight whiter? I don't know. The sun? That's a very good point. But short-term weather effects. Oh, this is Crumpet. Crumpet is our weather believer. Short-term weather effects leading to death isn't the same as long-term gradual global temperature change. Well, here's the problem. The problem is every time something happens in this world, they say, oh, it's climate change. It's raining, it's climate change. The sun is climate change. It's a hurricane. There's more hurricanes than ever. Neil Young, Glastonbury. So you think we're all going to die from some climate change? The fact is, fewer people have died in the last 70, 80 years from natural, climatey things than ever. All those people who used to died in floods in China or in hurricanes. I love a blue sky. Makes for a happy day. Yeah, it does. Well, you're a sun lover, Claire. Yeah, the sun is amazing. And in the wintertime when I'm feeling down, I mean, it sounds like I don't want to brag, but I've got an extra 10 pounds a week to spend on going to sit in a sunbed. Does that make me rich? I mean, I figure it's very, very important. It's really, really important to do this. Okay. What the top says, I don't know the Crumpet, I don't even seen that. Who says this? Kerry P. It says, I love New York. And it was designed by a guy named Milton Glaser. I love New York. And it came at a really bad time for New York. It was an advertising thing. And it's taken over every year. I love everything. I don't know whether people still have it anymore, but it was very big in the 1970s. And I met the man who designed it. Sunbeds are bad for you. Well, that's also a lie. I don't believe that either. We need sun. How much better are we at preempting and managing large weather events now? Of course, people die from them less now. That's actually, you are right. Listen, you're right. Okay. I don't know who Crumpet is, ladies, but he's a bright guy. He's wrong about a lot of things. He's not wrong about that. That's true. We're better at preempting them. We are, and we have more like food and food storage and refrigeration units. That's actually true, but they're not. The storms are not worse than they used to be, and there's not more of them than they used to be. This guy, Tony Heller, Crumpet, you're a friend of Columbus. Oh, really? I don't believe that. I can believe we get Columbus's friends. He's the only young people who listen to me is Columbus's friends. They come on the air and they don't. Jeff Bezos calls his wife a live girl. A live girl. What does that mean? That she's full of life? Yeah, maybe that's what he's looking for. His wife. His wife was a pretty girl, but I know what he means. I like a very feisty. I don't like a feisty girl. I don't know. Do I like a feisty girl? You have a degree in biochemistry, Crumpet. So, but you're arguing with Columbus's friends. Don't you want to go? Yes, Lewis. Yes, Columbus's dad. You're great. Joy Earls has sleep deprivation. 20 million on a wedding is just ridiculous. If you have $200 billion, how much is $20 million? If you have no money and you go spend $20,000, that's way crazier. Laugh out loud. It's just another word for viable. Viable. What are you saying? A live girl. Yeah, she is viable. She's an old, not old. She's not old, but she's not young. Lewis just wants a girl who's alive. I would. No, I don't think Crumpet is Columbus. No, he doesn't. That doesn't sound like Columbus's sense of humor. But he could be. and he's a degree in biochemistry. Well, that could get you a job. Lucy just wants a girl. I don't need a girl. I don't need a girl. I mean, I was thinking about this today. I just want to flirt with girls. I just want to go in and have sex with them and then kill them. Or on the radio. That was a joke. I get called a misogynist. I'll clip that little bit out and say Lewis Schaffer. No, I do want. Well, what do you guys want? Don't you want a guy? I mean, I don't want a girl. The problems with girls is they're very serious. You know, once a girl loves you, it's a bit. I'm not that fussy. But I'm not fussy. I am fussy. I'm not fussy. Remember, I'm not fussy. I don't know. That's a really good question. Ian asked a question. Let's answer this question. Do ladies prefer AI men or real men? And Laughing Saturday says AI men. Yeah, they don't go out with guys anymore. There are no guys around. You know, and then if there is a guy around, you basically, I don't know whether you do. I wonder if Amazon Prime vans were used at the wedding. Well, he's got a lot of money. And he came up with that whole Amazon thing, so you got to give the guy credit. And he stayed in business when people told him, you know, you're going bankrupt. This is like 25 years ago or more. Okay, so give the guy credit. And I don't want to say this about the dude, but the guy's like, he's not horrible looking. But would you do him? I'm asking that. Would you do Jeff Bezos? Come on, answer the question, ladies. Kinsey, would you do him? Joodles, would you do him? Kerry, would you do him? Okay? Right. But Columbus has, my son Columbus has friends, from what I can tell. He has friends. He does hang around cemeteries a lot. I do. Yeah, it's any kind of woman. I bet his wife gets Amazon Prime for free. That's wrong. She should have to pay for it. But his wife divorced him and then went out with some, whatever it is. Right? No, what are you saying no to? Can we just not just say no? Because I'm scanning up and down the thing. Rosalie is here. Oh, the party begins. Thank you, Rosalie. And Alois. I do JKR. I met her once. Yeah, she's yeah. I was in the midst of a horrible relationship with my wife at the time, so I wasn't thinking about that at the time. But I'd like to. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm stoned as a statue. Period. Mick, again and again, punctuation. Mick, hello, period. I'm late, period. I'm stoned as a statue, period. Hello, everyone, period. No punctuation. What does that mean? No punctuation. Yeah, he's being rebellious because he's stoned. He's stoned. But what were we asking? About 20 million pounds for a wedding. It sounds like a lot, but when you got 20 billion, you know, and he's not that good looking. You asked a question, Lewis. What question did I ask? Did I ever see the show Dr. Katz? Yes, I did. Him and his son remind me of you. Well, because we're New York Jews. We're like a certain type. Hello, Mick. Yeah. Yeah. They are saying no about your question. So you wouldn't go out with the guy. So let's say you wouldn't go out with the guy. The guy's got to spend 20 million pounds on a wedding. This is what guys have to do. And you wonder why men are staying away from women. Once Bezos gives you, Mark says this, once Bezos gives you ladies free Amazon Prime and free deliveries and lavishes you at a 5-star hotel, you would all sleep with him. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well, women, you know, they're a bit more flexible women, but also they're probably looking over their shoulders too. Women love. They love. Right? Am I right? Do you not love? Kerry P says I couldn't be asked. Did it cost 220? He's got 220 billion. So what is 1% of 220 billion? What is 10% of 220 billion? It's 22 billion. Okay. What is 1% of 22 billion? 1. That's 10%. I mean, he's got the money. He's not losing any money. I'm still not HA. What does that mean? Couldn't be asked. Okay, Alex. Hey, Alex. Are you going to Glastonbury? No, I'm not going to the Glastonbury because I'm not organized because no one's gotten me a ticket. If someone called me up, they'd get me a ticket. And I would go and protest because the 1% is 2.2 billion is 1% corrupted. See, the young ones are very, you're hanging out with super old people, Crumpet. This is going to destroy you. Is that, yeah, Glastonbury. Good Glastonbury. I don't care about Amazon Prime or lots of money. I much prefer American Jews who make me laugh. Yeah, I can make you laugh on the thing right now. We're in a comedy club and make you laugh, but Lewis Schaffer, and maybe we'd have to go on a date or something. I'd make you laugh, and then I'd give up. It wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, so I would say it's better. Money lasts forever. Money lasts forever. A guy with a sense of humor, a guy with no money has, it's not that funny. How long before Bezos' divorce of the century? Yeah, of course she's going to divorce him. She's going to divorce him in a year or two, because she's going to think, I could walk away with at least $1 billion, at least, obviously 10 or 20 billion. Okay, and the wedding probably didn't cost him $1. The interest he earns would cover it. It still costs money. That's Big Steve. That's bad business. That's why the Christians are so bad at business. Is that it? Even though you're making money by not working, it's still your money. Any ladies who don't care about money or Amazon Prime would love me. Okay, James, there you go. Let's hook up James with somebody. Okay, basically, let's hook it up. Income versus output. If you spend more than you earn, you're in trouble. Yes, that's true. It's like that old saying, yearly income, 20 pounds. You spend 21 pounds, you're going to go bankrupt. You spend 19, you're happy. Is Venice more romantic than Paris? I haven't been to Paris in a long time. What do you think? Venice sounds a lot better, but it also is a major tourist place, and people don't really live there as much as they used to. So I would pick some place. I'd go to Malta and have like a touristy thing, have a thing there, or a Greek island, or maybe some dry part of Spain. Good luck, Phil. I can't remember the last time I went on a date. Okay, Leslie, are you going to go out with Phil? Is Phil going to ask you? How can we get people to hook up with each other? Why do I care about that? Paris has died due to diversity. That's what I've heard too. It hasn't died, but it has died. Okay. I mean, if I could make a case both ways, but I think it's, I just saw the video the other day. I saw the video of Italy, what Italy looks like. Lewis, are you trying to tell me that I won't find a 25-year-old woman in your chat? I don't know. The 25. I don't think there are any 25-year-old women in chat. Would they go out with you? You're only 20. How old are you? Crumpet? With a name like Crumpet, that's so gay. Builder's toilet, more romantic than Paris. Well, you know what? I was in London last night, and there's some really nice parts of London, but it was like completely overrun. Is Venice more romantic than Nunhead? Well, not my room here. My room is very romantic, Carrie. Lewis, the romantic, wants to bring romance to his channel and to his life. Yeah, I like the idea. It's really nice because you see women, and we got a lot of women coming in. Your daughter is 25, Claire's daughter, and she's probably beautiful, Claire's daughter. There you go. So would Claire, would your daughter go out with a guy who's 25? No, she would not do that. Lud is here, Lud 1. If your income exceeds your expenses, then your upkeep is your downfall. That's exactly what needs to be stressed. That's totally right. You're spending too much money. London is a dump, and it smells funny. Yeah, right now it does. It was getting better and better, and then it stopped getting better. Basically, yeah. What is? Yeah, Charles Dickens. That was the Charles Dickens quote. Thank you, Joe. Joe was on thing. Kinsey's 36. Do you have kids, Kinsey? Because your boyfriend's 40. Her boyfriend's 42. They want an older guy. The women nowadays. If they can, and they go with a young guy if he's really great looking. It is nice to be a matchmaker, but we have no way of contacting each other. You can put email addresses in the chat, and it would be crazy to put a mobile number. Okay, so what can we do? How can we do this? I asked Columbus, can you sit down and help me? And he says, no, I'm not helping you. You got to figure it out yourself. You've got 2 boys. So, yeah. I mean, well, you're going to have another kid, but how old are the boys, Kinsey? You know? I mean, the problem with children is they're great, and a lot of men marry women with children. But are you going to drop those kids to be with him? No, you're not going to. You can search on the name in YouTube, though, as long as it's quite a unique name. I miss Columbus, too. Why isn't he here? They are 16 and 17, and I'm done with those 2. Okay, yeah, okay, go for it. You know what? I have a friend of mine who married a trans woman. And he married a trans woman. I don't know. And I told him I'm against it. But why do I talk like this? Young guys don't have the experience. Older guys are more experienced and have interesting things to say. Yeah. They like, and they have more money. And they don't, and a lot of women, they go, oh, he's not going to be interested in me because he's 25. But he might be. My brother got married in Doncaster. That was a fun day. Fund, meaning it cost a lot of money for you. I love it. I can only see the top of your T-shirt. I showed it to you. I showed it to everybody. Man, you want me to change it like that? I don't know. How do you want to do that? I don't know. Like that. Is that? That's part of me. You can see my T-shirt. Lewis, you should charge matchmaking fees here. I'll tell you something. I couldn't make money doing anything. Okay, Mark. It's like I couldn't get laid with a pocket. My friend Deskin once said this about me. He said I couldn't get laid with a pocket full of 50s in my hand. A fistful of 50s in my hand. Mr. Croxton is 46. I would like to meet someone 30 to 60. Is that too big a range? It's been so long. Needs have to be met. Have to be met. Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's some. I've seen pictures. People send me pictures of themselves here, and I really appreciate the pictures. And make sure that they're dressed. Don't send me any nude pictures. Can you describe your ideal woman to me? Well, what is your ideal woman? And I'll describe my ideal woman. Now you can't see the face. Is that worse? Do you want to see my face? My friend Columbus, he said to me that I need to be further back, right, like this. But I like to be here. I think you should see me. Well, which should be better? Should I be back like this? Back like this? Make sure we get this thing over there. Lewis Schaffer on Twitter. Have you joined Twitter? Have you subscribed to me, everybody? We got 51 viewers on a Saturday afternoon. That's so good. Okay. I don't know that you are who you say you are. What does that mean? Oh, Mr. Croxton. That's it for Croxton. Okay. So let me go back reading this thing. What about Dominic Frisbee, John Loins? Lewis, you should charge. No, I'm not going to charge a matchmaking fee. Okay, let's see what happens. So Mick, Louise, get him to make, like an intro thing, on the computer, that would be banging like sick music intro, explosions, everything, man, You're so bad with the pronunciation. This is going to be let's get Mick to do best pronunciation, or any pronunciation. I sent you a pic, Lewis Schaffer. Did you see them? And what is the ugly rating? I don't think I saw the picture. I'll have to look again. I say that I look at the guys' pictures, but I don't really look at the guys' pictures. I'm a sleaze. 51 viewers, only 19 likes. Everyone, thank you, Kinsey. Like the thing. I'm a bit sleazy. I'm just a bit. It's still not pronunciation. You need a decent background. That's what girls want. They want good genes, like men want good genes. Don't we want good genes in a girl? Basically, that's what the young ones. The older ones, we want somebody who's good looking, who's not going to give us a hard time. I like girls with red flags because they're the only ones who'll have me. So I get turned on. If you do something that's horrible, I'll follow you around because I'm just thinking she's got nobody. Is Dominic the friend who married a trans woman? I don't think No, I've got another one who hung out. I'm not going to say who it was. I got another friend who went out with a trans woman. That's the question. I mean, I like women, and I like the way women think. I don't like the way women think. I don't like the way women think, but they think in an interesting way. Yeah, Joodles, red flags. And just remember one thing. If you ever point out that a man has done something that's a red flag, to a man, that's a red flag. Leo Kerr said he did. Yeah, okay, it's been outed. I don't know if that's true. You know, because it's... Yeah, I mean, even Andrew Tate said he would go out with a trans woman. I wouldn't, because they still do not think like women. When are you getting married to Anna Firth? I don't think I am, number one, because number one, she's got a husband. And I'm not going to get married to anybody. I don't think. What I'd like to do is I'd like to fool around and have like not even tons of pointless sex. Just, I don't even know what I'd like to do. Should I get married, Alex? No, Leo is. I don't know what Leo has done. I really haven't done as much as I'd like to say that I've done. I've gotten married once. I've had a long girlfriend twice. I've been Me Too'd once. Okay, and I had another girl who was angry at me. Pattaya is awesome for... What is Pattaya, Maltese, Phil? What is that? Don't they still shave like blokes? No, because they're addicted. They're basically drug addicts. They're addicted to the hormones. If you take the hormones, you don't shave, I think, or probably do shave. But everyone shaves. All women shave. Everybody shaves. My name is not Mr. Croxton. I grew up on a road called Croxton Way. Well, don't give out too much information. We'll find you down. I kissed Paul Cox. You have to marry him now. Yes. Yeah, well, yes. He's a lovely guy. Yes. Yeah, he's a good guy. And he's got a lot of love in him. He's got really a lot of love. Do you think there's any point to marrying anymore? Women like to be married. They really like to be married. But when you're married, you're like only one step ahead. The next step from being married is getting a divorce. So that's why you shouldn't get married. I heard we have the same amount of body hair as a chimpanzee. Who is we? What is we? Are you a man or a woman? I forget. Okay. So you stayed away from marriage, Mark Mitchell. Hey, Mark. Welcome on board. But been with my better half for 40 years. Been together longer than anyone we knew. Yeah, and maybe that's the right approach. Is just let her know, you get married and the next day they divorce you. Weren't you engaged for about 2 weeks last year? I was, basically. I don't know. I don't know. I said it again. I don't know. Is that what she said? Did she say that, Lucy? Getting married is like breaking into jail. I call my wife the warden. Yeah, women like to be called stuff like that. Is Lola here? That's the song, Lola. Yeah. Marriage is like jumping in your coffin. Having children is like banging the nails in. Yeah, I mean, kids can make you so unhappy, and I've had my 2 kids. They don't make me unhappy now, but they made me so worried and so panicked. Andrew Doyle said you were engaged. Yeah, kind of. I wasn't engaged. Yes, I was. I mean, I said I would. The thing is, you can't trust me at my word. You can't trust me. I'm not a good guy. You wore a ring. Yes, thank you for paying attention, Lucy. Yeah, I wore a ring. Marriage is not as great as I thought after 12 years. Is that what you think? Are you still married, Claire? I like having kids. Yeah, but you can be happy without kids. We should just be together. That's what I'd like to be. I'd like to be with lots of different girls, all fighting for me, not yelling at me. Okay? Were you devastated when I said that? Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to get married, you get married immediately. And women, here's my advice to. I'm not going to speak about it really, because I think there's somebody still alive who I'm very fond of. And you're just about still married. Well, what does that mean? Has he found a girlfriend? Are you looking over your shoulder? Luckily, I'm really ugly. I don't need to worry about these things. 3 laugh things. Yeah, you might be really ugly. Because women, they want a really good looking guy. They're on Tinder and High and Hinge, and they want a really good looking guy. Don't you? Do you not? You want a good looking guy. I'm glad my boys are nearly ready to leave home. That's what Kinsey says. Yeah. I mean, me too. I'm glad. I'm not glad. My kids are not ready to leave home. I got 2 of them living in this tiny flat. You don't want to even see what this flat looks like. That's why you're only looking here. We're up against the wall over here. But what do we need to do? Just be decent and kind and funny. The problem is when you talk, men can't be decent because we're not decent. We're not decent. Or we fall in love with you, which is the other way to go, and then you get so bored with that. Women like excitement. They don't want a decent man. Women wants what women wants. End of. Exactly true. But then they want everything. That's why when you're with a guy, that's why older women, I'd like to think, are better than younger ones. They just, they don't. I don't know where the younger one. I guess I'm still married, but sometimes I don't want a husband. Well, that's a fact. Yeah, but what happens when you break up with your husband? Is it going to be? Well, you're going to regret it, maybe. Lynn Carson's here. Good to see you, Lynn. No, we don't need a good-looking guy. Intelligence and a good sense of humor is way more important. Who believes that? I don't believe that, Lynn. I think women want a good-looking guy. Ever since I lost weight, I'm way more attractive to women. You've been married 22 years, Simon Arnold, but never married. You've been 22 years. If she feels love and you make her feel love, that's what women want. They want love. This is based on a dating app data, but there are far, far more men on dating. I think they make an adjustment for that, Lucy. That's true, but they make an adjustment for it. They say, what are the ages? That's stuff. Sense of humor is really important. Yeah, but who has a sense of humor? You see pictures, I've said this before, you see pictures of Bill Gates with women, and they're all laughing around him. Jeff Bezos, women are laughing around Jeff Bezos because he's rich. Lovers and partners are like buses. You look up and wait for one, and then 2 turn up. Probably more likely because they're fat. There's 1 turn up, but they look like 2. Which dating app? I think that's, what's the dating app where they, okay, Cupid had tons of dating information. Sorry, Jules, I think freebies swing things, not looks. What does that mean? You're saying this, James is saying this. Sorry, Judels. I might actually stand a chance with that ratio. Yeah. I think everybody, first of all, the most important thing we need to do is we need to get thin. I don't know how a few of you people, lovely people, are fat. You want to get laid, you get thin. You get thin. Thin, thin, thin. Men love thin. Men, you want to get laid, dress better and get some money. That's what you got to do. There are things you need to do. Or if you can't get tall, you can at least look as good as you can. Women are not attracted to men based on pictures only. We need to meet you. That's why dating apps are bad for men. Yeah, it's an advantage because men will go out with anybody, at least at first. That's so true. But the most important thing is all of you people out there. You think, I could lose a few pounds. Probably a lot more than a few pounds. You need to lose weight. Basically, it's true. Women want to connect on an intellectual level and a great sense of humor. They say this so much. I don't believe it. The bloke who wrote "Men are from Mars, Women are from Venus" is no longer married. Well, because he's a human being. Just because you know what women like, you try to give it to them, and even men know what, and women know what men like, and they don't get what they need, and they just want to change. Well, why is that bad? Because he got a divorce. Ian's here. Good to see Ian. I might try a dating app soon, although so used to being on my own, and diary, busy with friends. I'm basically illiterate. I'm sitting in a lovely place, period. Jay, can we use punctuation? Lucy, did his wife go back to her home planet? Yeah, Venus. I'm 5'9.5", and 5'9", 9.5 stone. I think we could also, you could have a pit. Mick, I'm not going to read your post because you're 9.5 stone. If I go with Skinny Bird, it's like two skeletons banging knock knock. So you want a bigger girl? Okay, so see if you can find. Men like what they see. Women like what they hear. Mark is spelled here wrong, but okay. Hear is here. That's why an S after. That's why women wear makeup and men lie. It's basically true. It's basically true. But I think women also, and then women. I have a joke. Women, which is basically that joke. Men like what they see. Okay, I don't remember what the joke is. Lucy's very funny. You're very, very funny. I don't know what she looks like, Lucy. I just see this picture here. I don't know. She could be really ugly. She's not in a wheelchair. I asked her that. Not that it's wrong with being in a wheelchair. There are lots of women who love people in a wheelchair. Yeah. And even if there are a gold digger, they're not going to love a guy who just has money. They're not going to feel attraction. They're not going to go, oh, he's got money. It's like when I was looking after my sons and I was carrying the babies around, and the women would love me because I was carrying a baby around. And then I'd put the baby down and their eyes would follow the baby. They weren't interested in me. I love both wearing and not. Leanne likes to wear makeup. Yeah, I mean, are we pro makeup? Lucy, I imagine you as a pretty brunette. Yeah, basically, I just said that because I don't want you to shoot me. Are you saying to me, Lewis? You could put Lewis. I just said that, and then I would know you're talking to me. Super hot gold digger still sounds good. Yeah. I mean, what guys are just happy someone's paying attention to us. We don't expect you to love us. You don't really love us. Okay? You don't. Yeah. So that's Lucy. That's Lucy. How could we contact each other? Say, Lucy, I read your thing. My name is Mark. My name is Mick. Here's a picture of me. Okay? I think that would be good. We're working on that. We're only on day 18. We've done 18 straight days. 18 straight days. Do you think this live stream, I think, is better live? Because I put it up. I post it on Twitter or even on and it's not. Do you find it interesting? Yeah. Nice eyes, sense of humor, and save wavelength. It's important for women to be on the same wavelength. My dog eating gooseberries of the bush. Your dog is eating gooseberries in the bush. Lucy is a pretty blonde. Is that true? I don't know. What do you mean you keep coming back? You keep coming back here. I find this fun. But is it fun for somebody if you don't see what people are writing? It's just like me, just talking to the ether. I don't know, Alice. Okay. Of course it's interesting. I know that's why you're here now. That's not the question, Kinsey. The question is it interesting as a live stream? As a live stream. I don't know. The other day I watched myself and I was like, so I don't want to seem like I'm insecure, but I'm not that I'm insecure. I'm thinking, what am I offering? I'm enjoying this way more than you guys is. It's way better live because we're all here. Yeah, it's way better live. Yeah, it's way better live. But I know you come back. You come back. Yes. I want to be live in Handyman. I want to be alive in Handyman. I don't expect any sexual gratification, but I am happy to step in if required. What does that mean? You want to be alive in Handyman. James says, did you make any more progress on getting a hot female guest? I don't want to have it because then they see what a kind of, I don't know. And then it'll be awkward. It'll be awkward. I'll want to, Did you make any? No. So no female guests. I did ask Cressida to come on the show. But she's living down there. She's living down there. It could be awkward. She's got a really nice boyfriend. We enjoy the show, and it's like a good community of people. I think it's a combination of all of you being live and all of us and us all here. Yeah, that's probably. But could it be good enough if it's not live? You built it's not. This isn't the community. I guess it is, but live in Lewis. Do you take bins out too? Half Armenian. What does that mean? Live in Lewis. What does it mean? No, I take my rubbish out. I don't make my boys do anything, and that's maybe wrong. They're a bit spoiled. Everyone is nice here. Everyone is nice. Supposedly that author guy said bad things. That's what Judel says. I don't know if that's true. I would like Columbus as your guest. Okay? It's funny. It's funny when he gets annoyed with you. Yeah, he learned after his mother. His mother got really annoyed. Andrew Kirby. Hey, Andrew. Have you been here before, Andrew? How tall are you? Are you fat? Where do you live? Nice guests are important. I guess they are. Come, yeah. I consider you my guests. What did Croxton mean by this? Schaffer, a live-in. What does that mean? You want to be a live-in handyman? Well, that's what you got to be with women. You've got to take care of them. They like to be taken care of. Arthur called you a jerk and told you to go back to America. Oh, thank you, Lucy. Yeah, it doesn't hurt my feelings, really, when somebody says that. Keith, it's not nice to call me, go back to America. If your live show is on YouTube, on a TV, folks should click live chat to see everyone's comment. I did not know that. Is that true? So if you're watching on YouTube and you're on a TV, or could you do it on a monitor? Press live chat and you can see everyone's comments. It's funny. Columbus is Columbus. He does sound like a donut, but people say bad things and then they realize I've been drinking. A lot of people are drinking, or they're in a bad mood, or they're saying, well, why does Lewis Schaffer have a live stream? Why don't I have a live stream? I think it's wrong that Lewis doesn't get free immigrant stuff. Well, I get treated like a citizen. That's like free immigrant stuff. I've got an unlimited bus pass. I don't get any. I probably get money for my pension more than I deserve. Okay, what are you apologizing for, Claire? Arthur sounds like he's a donut. Yeah. I'm not saying pay tax for Lewis to get free immigrant stuff. Yeah, well, that's what it come out of your pocket. Who was ever making money, or you made money? So I don't like to take money. I will take it though, but I don't like it. I think Arthur had been doing a bit of boozing that day. Yes, give the guy benefit of it. If a guy says, and even if you don't say you're sorry, I'll forgive you. Laughing my arse off. You get treated like crap then. Laugh out loud. Okay. Free bus pass. Any takers, ladies. Yeah, I'll come down and visit you. I'll get on the bus and I'll visit you. I don't know how far I can go. I think I can go across the country with the free bus pass, right? But I get the free train pass in London. I can take the subway pretty much all day long, except in the mornings. I'm looking for a live-in handyman, Mr. Croxton. There you go. Laughing Saturn, go for it. Crikey, Crocs. Crikey. Laugh. Lewis, you and Dr. K, the Boogie Woogie public piano dude, you should do a show together. Is that the guy who goes to St. Pancras Station and played, and the Chinese people tried to get him to stop? As a woman, total independence is the only way to go. Unfortunately, with women, when you have total independence and you go through a mood, you basically say to the guy, I don't need to be with you. And then afterwards you realize that you were totally in love and you made a mistake. Because men realize that total independence is not going to save them. So I disagree with you. Leanne, but thank you very much. Mr. Croxton, Leanne is asking, I hope that doesn't interfere with our date with Lewis. Well, our date, Leanne, is going to be secret. We're going to have a secret date until it's got to be secret, at least in the beginning, at least the first couple of 5-10 years. That's the first match up for the stream. Congrats, Lewis. Yeah, Leanne, and there you go. Well, go for it. Who is Leanne going out with? Who is Leanne? Keith, answer the question. Who is the Dr. K, the boogie woogie public piano dude? Who is that? Who are you speaking to, Lucy? Can you say who you're speaking to? Did you get free Sienna Line tickets? No. I assume you're talking to me. You're on, Lewis. Well, there you go. Okay. I've got to figure out how to contact me. But I'm contactable. Lewis Schaffer, PR@gmail.com. You can contact me. Ryan and Ann are doing flights for $19.99. We can measure the commitment. There's no commitment. My only commitment is you don't Me Too me. You don't get angry at me and say I'm a horrible person. You go, he's a man. He's a horrible person. So there's no. I can't offer you commitment. Okay. Don't forget to match me, Lewis. I'm giving out free Amazon Prime. Yeah, I mean, it's not much to ask for, but still. Yes, it's Brendan Kavanaugh. He's on YouTube too, where he goes and plays the piano. He's got talent, that guy, and he made the Chinese people angry. Basically, it was a big warning about the Chinese. They're not our friends. It was epic. Thank you. I don't know what epic means. If you're talking to someone, say Lewis epic or Keith epic. Are you the Patrick Christie's live audience? Are they really enjoying themselves? Are they supplied with stimulants? They used to get drinks. When we did Free Speech Nation, they got a couple of beers or something. And then we didn't do that. It's enjoyable. It's like going to a free comedy show in a live TV studio. So you're walking in there and you're saying, oh my God, this is a live TV show. And even when I wasn't on the air, I'd come out and I'd say hello to people. You go, oh my God, that's Lewis Schaffer. You wouldn't know what a loser I am. But you think, wow, that's Lewis Schaffer. Okay. They used to supply it, but they don't do it anymore. No, they don't. They don't do any more drinks. But you might get a sausage roll, Basically. So what are we saying? Should we move on to the next step? What I'm saying is let's move on to the weight loss part of the thing. It's a brilliant time there. It is good. Lewis is just keeping me on my toes, Joodles. Yeah, I'm keeping you all on your toes. Basically. I mean, that doesn't make, that doesn't mean love can't happen. Love can happen. And I'll tell you something, my last semi-girlfriend, I fell in love with her in an instant. And I told her I loved her. There are crisps there, that's right. Hopefully they have crisps still, yeah. And I told her I loved her in an instant. Because she was a carnivore, she was age appropriate, and she was slender. I shouldn't say that. I should say I go out with fat chicks. I do go out with fat chicks, but I just said, I love you. And she was so turned off by it. She should have been happy. But no, I love your love advice, Lewis Schaffer. You obviously have extensive knowledge in the field. Yes, I've looked at all the videos, and I've been divorced once. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me. I've been dumped. I've been through some bad things. At the end of the day, is it up to you? Well, that's not at all OTT, Lewis. What does that mean? Over the top? What I just said? Did you fight in the Vietnam War? No, I didn't, but I was 1 year away from it. They eliminated the draft. Did they eliminate the draft in 1975? When I was 18. So it was a background of my life, the Vietnam War. Love and marriage is like ice cream and cabbage. I know the Japanese probably like it. I wish I didn't have to go, but I said to you, Claire, don't say you've got to go. Don't anybody just go. You can just go. I don't hate you. The draft, yeah. Vietnam, it was amazing. It was an amazing time. Anyway, so, I mean, what do you want from Lewis Schaffer? How do you know what Lewis Schaffer is? you know, you're going to be disappointed with Lewis Schaffer. It goes together like a horse and carriage. So sorry, Claire. So yeah. So I woke up this morning and I weighed 81.3 kilograms. Okay, and anybody who knows that's 2 kgs more, which is 4 pounds more. 4 pounds more than last time, and that's too much. That's too much. Hey, how are you? Yeah. Thank you very much. Principle of Certainty. Thank you for coming in. Did you really spend... Oh, no. Lud said this. I spent 6 months in Nam, not Vietnam, Cheltenham. That's close to a joke. It's not a perfect joke, but it's close to a joke. Love you, Lewis. Hopefully we catch you soon. Here's the thing. We don't need to say goodbye if you have to go. You don't have to, it really hurts my... It's better if you just go away and I just fantasize why you've left. You know, so whatever. I just said it's 4 pounds. Can you do pounds, Joe Sanders? Or is it Saunders? Can you do 4 pounds? Okay. So I gained 4 pounds, which is, well, a stone is 14 pounds. So it's a third of a stone in just 3 days. It's the carbs. And I ate a little bit. You're 6 foot, 83 kilogram this morning, single in Liverpool. Well, you're big guys. Any big girls out there can go out with John Van Damme, and he's in Liverpool. That's a fun place to visit. They're horrible people, but it's fun. Or it's the other way around. It's a horrible place, but nice people. We should standardize on kgs. What? Make it illegal to say stone or pounds? What do you think, James J? I think, yeah, it makes it a bit more complicated, but it's not that earth-shakingly hard. I defy you to find a way to give this man money. He's the opposite of a grifter. I tried, but it can't be done. Thank you very much. I'd like to be called the opposite of a grifter. I am not a grifter. And I have court records to show that I'm not a grifter. As I said earlier, I'm listening to a weight loss hypothesis app. I feel it's helping. Well, if it's recommending you eat carbs, I know I'm against it. And people think, oh, I eat a really good diet, and you might not. Well, what is the weight? What is the app? And how much did it cost? I'll take a look at it. Lynn, what is the app called? Liverpool is great. Saw Gervais here last year. Yeah. Yeah, he was probably great. I mean, he's a really great comedian. He looks fat and horrible. Does he look horrible in real life? Was he thin? Leanne, are you also a scouser in the house, or are you saying that who did just say that is a John Van Damme? That John Van Damme is anyway. I've seen 20 stone guys labor hard in 10 hours. Yeah, and they're from Scotland in Glasgow, and then they're dead at 60. No. That layer of fat is really bad for you. Joodles were very oversensitive as well. Yeah, Scouser people are. I mean, Scouser people are. The guy told a joke about you guys. And it's like, oh my God, he told a joke about Liverpool. And he didn't really mean it in a bad way. Liverpool's the only place where the Albanians can't take over in the drugs world. They're too tough to fight. Yeah, well, yeah, it's good to be fight. We English people, British people, I don't know if Liverpudlians consider themselves English people. But, yeah. They only less than 6 feet. Who are you talking to? Everybody, if you're talking to somebody. Gervais has slimmed down now. He's gone veggie. Yeah, not healthy. And he's probably on the pills or something. I've been actually prescribed the pills because of my blood pressure. But so I weigh 81.3 kilograms. Does anybody want to report besides John Van Damme how tall they are and how much they weigh and whether they're a boy or a girl? Because I can't tell. You don't have to be monetized to put a QR Venmo code on the screen. Not as hard to do as you might think. Venmo code, but you live in America. Principled uncertainty, is that right? Let the viewers pay for the tech upgrades. Yeah, I gotta buy my son. I go to this Chinese shop and buy him some spare ribs, £7. Are you principal uncertainty? Are you from America? I'm gonna write it down. QR Venmo code. Right on screen for money. Okay. Crumpet is you're 25 years old. No one's interested in you. Who's interested in a 25-year-old? They're not interested in that. Okay, JDM is 6'2", 97 kilograms. I feel like a fat load. I would say you're a bit heavy. You're a bit heavy. Leanne is 5'3", 10 stone, mostly up top. Pissing myself laughing. Punctuation, please. Yeah, mostly up top. Well, 10 stone is one. You're fat. Sorry, but I mean, guys like girls. You're Irish. Guys like girls with big boobs, but I like girls with small boobs too. The kind of women I like are hard to find. I like girls with really small boobs and a big cock. That's my favorite kind of girl. And when I say the word COC, I mean like actually the bird, because I like the eggs. I thought we were listing height and weight for sport, but thanks, Lewis. Sorry, no, I'm honestly trying to lose weight. You say, oh, Mr. Croxton is same as 6'2", 97. So how much do you think you should weigh if you're 6'2", and weigh? If you're 6'2", how much should you weigh, Mr. Croxton? How much? Okay, let's go to the answer. How much should you weigh, Leanne, at 5'3", 10 inches tall? How much should you weigh? I think you should weigh 9 stone. 5'3", 5'3". What do you think? I'm not paying as much attention to you guys as I should. I'm trying to get an idea of what's going on here. Okay. Fasting works. It does work, but it's a trick. It can be a trick. Joe Sanders is still 5'7", 10 stone, and I'm not doing metric. Well, you should buy a scale. That's why I do a scale. It tells me up to 100 grams. Okay. Leanne, of course, is built for comfort, not speed. That's very funny. And you're on steroids at the moment. Why are you on steroids, Leanne? You don't have to be too personal, but you should get off steroids. You want to get off steroids? Go on a low-carb diet. I should weigh 9 stone, some 12, anything smaller, and I look ill. You should weigh 9 stone, 12. I think that's what you're saying. Isn't right? So that's 200 grams less. MJ, 5'3" to 5'9", between 9 and 11 stone is good. We're talking. Oh, you have lupus because you're eating a high carb diet, are you not? There's no reason to have lupus. No, you shouldn't weigh 65.8 kilograms, Mr. Croxton. I think that's way too low. I would say. BMI app automatically sent me a Tesco delivery of potatoes as I was underweight. Yeah, is that true? Okay. Okay, let's slow down. Kinsey, 5'8" inches tall. I should between 9 stone 7 and 11 stone 7. No, you should weigh about 130 pounds. I think. I'm being horrible. Again, this is the time of the show that I get horrible. I'm currently 12 stone 5, so I have a way to go yet. Yeah, you should be, because 10 stone is 140 pounds. For a woman, it's too much. I'm about 2 years ago, I thought of doing steroids to see if I like. I'm not reading your thing anymore. You don't put punctuations in. Hey, Marianne is in the house. Let's give Marianne a round of applause. She's from Pinkston. She's joining late. 5'5" is the maximum height for a woman. None of this modern nonsense. Do you want to know something? It's true. A lot of women have very long legs because of the high estrogen, whatever it is. But they look beautiful tall. And women can be beautiful short. That's the thing. Nobody hates a short woman, and nobody hates a tall woman. They just know that tall women don't want to go out with them. I used to say I was 5'7" until I had kids. Oh, so you're a woman. Okay. Once your daughter can look you in the eyes, there's no denying the truth. Yeah. Yeah. Howdy. So, what does that mean? Howdy, so spray starch. My wife takes steroids for rheumatoid arthritis, and they've been hard to get off. She needs to go low carbs. I had arthritis. I couldn't move my arms. I had my trigger finger. I had psoriasis. I had gout. Every disease that we have is caused by high carb. She should stop the carbs, and she'll see how much she improves. You know, these steroids are horrible. My wife takes steroids for rheumatoid arthritis. Okay. You're laughing at Alan Williams. What did Alan Williams? Yeah, that's funny. Judith's laugh. She's got a good sense of humor, Judith. These Northern Irish women, they're quite good. Mr. Croxton, yeah, you should be 175. Like I'm 5'10", and I weigh 178. I weigh 179. So I weigh 5 pounds too much. So you're only 20 pounds over. Exactly. Cut the carbs. We're all cutting the carbs. All the diseases that we have where they give you pills are all caused by too much carbs. But they don't admit that they're caused by too much carbs because their whole way of life is based on poisoning people. What did you have for your tea? Well, this morning, I'm running out of the raw beef. And I've been a bit bored of the raw beef. I had two onion sausages and 7 eggs and Parmesan cheese, and then I had a cup of coffee with 50 grams of 50 milliliters of where'd my coffee go? Milliliters of double cream. Does that sound good? Yes, the best way to look thin is to hang out and attractive is to hang out with ugly friends. My mother used to tell me that. Women, you want a man to stay with you and not divorce you. Be thin, and don't be annoying. That's what it is. And women, men know what they need to do with women. They need to stop. They need to be entertaining and take them out and have sex with them. Mick's been a manual labor, and here I'm being all elitist. I'm sorry. Okay, you've been a manual labor, but that doesn't mean you still can't do the punctuation. You can't. Not your Welsh woman. What does that mean? What happened with your Welsh woman? I missed that. Be happy, I say. That's what men want. They want a man who looks at a woman like she's a bit of candy. I never did that with the mother of my children or my last. I didn't appreciate him. Women want to be appreciated. They want you to look at them and say, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." But if you don't love me, I'll just have sex with your sister. That's what women like. Irish women will rock your world, but never cross them. That is so true. You could tell with some of these women, Lucy and Judels. You got to be careful with them. I have heeded that. And even I'm warning the women. I'm saying I'm not that great, and that's not good enough. You got to be great. I haven't eaten since 10:30. Do you approve of fasting, and for how long? 10:30 a.m. That's not that long. I don't eat between the time I go to sleep at night, which is about let's say 12, let's say it's 11, and the time I wake up, which is about 12. Okay, Marianne, she's 171.6 pounds, down from 172, and you're 5'7". You're a bit fat, Marianne. You're a beautiful woman. I would do you if you were here. I would do you. But you're a bit fat. You got to lose the weight. You got to be down to 130 pounds. 130 pounds. I mean, I don't care how huge your breasts are or your bum. You're fat. You are fat. That's what this show is about. You're fat. But when there's too much appreciation and suddenly that's an advantage to be exploited, that's very true. But remember what I said. I said you got to look at a girl and say, I love you, I love you, I love you. But if you don't love me, I'll just fuck somebody else, right? And that's what women want. They want to be kept on their toes. They want excitement. Men don't want that much excitement. We want a girl come home to, and she loves us. I'm 6'2" tall, Lud, and 120 kilograms. They have sponsored walks around me. My low carb starts the first. Oh yeah, you're fat. You're tall and fat. Why the 1st of July? And why not start it now? I know that's only a couple of days away. 140 pounds would suit you. And as a woman, I think 140 pounds is too much for women to be. Am I wrong, women? Am I wrong? You should weigh 120 pounds or less. Mary Ann, you must be chuffed to know that you passed the to-do test. Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah. I would. Yeah. Someone comes in and they say, "Lewis, please do me." I would do you. I learned that very late in life. When a woman says, "Lewis, you've got to do me," I do them. Yes, you're wrong, Joodles. No, I'm not. If a girl wants to be done, yes, 130 pounds. Laugh out loud. I went up to 200 with each of my 3 pregnancies. Yeah, you got fat. I'm surprised you had 3 kids. The point is, men, when a woman wants to do you, you got to do them because it just gets worse and worse and worse. They want to be done. 120 pounds, I look really ill. Who are you listening to? You're listening to a guy who's never seen you, so you can't listen to me. Claire is 5'2", 55 kilograms. Yeah, that's 125 pounds, and she feels a bit chunky. 50 kilograms, which is 110 something pounds. Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah, that's what women should be. Lewis has a to-do list. That is so funny. Lewis, I got to write that down, Lucy, into your mind. Very funny. Lucy, very funny. A to-do list. I mean, I might see you and I might say, you know what, I'm going to do you, but you got to stop your psoriasis. Something like that. But even then, I did have a thing with a girl with very bad psoriasis. I did have a dog. My gooseberry me and my dog are banging fruit and veg all right. What does that mean? Oh, you're fat. Can you try for punctuations, Mick? Yeah, it's very funny. I've got a to-do list. I would do you. But you got to keep a secret. Could you keep a secret? And not say, oh, I just did Lewis Schaffer, or Lewis Schaffer just did me, and he didn't really do you? Okay. He missed the funniest part of your statement, Lucy. Lewis has a to-do you list. Oh, I see. I cut. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm not a good reader anymore. A to-do you list. That says Lucy. That is really proper funny. Okay. Lewis, how many of you ticked off your to-do list? I'm not going to give you an actual number. I'm a guy. I mean, not that many. I've gone years without doing it. I look at girls and I would do you, but I'm not good looking enough that the women grab me by the ankles you know what I mean? I'm not like Russ. My friend Russ is so good looking, and he's got that smile. That's what women like. He's got a smile. He looks at them like they're candy. I don't look at girls like they're candy. I've just got resentment. If you were that, Leanne says, I don't know if I could be quiet about being done by Lewis Schaffer if I was that lucky. You might not think you're that lucky. You'd say, and also I'm getting older, so it's not quite working as well as it used to. And you'd think, oh, he was gorgeous, Joodles. Yeah, he was gorgeous. He was fat though. When I knew him, he was fat, and then he lost weight. He looks great. Lewis, you are so handsome. This is the kind of show that I like. Lewis, you are so handsome, according to Laughing Saturn. I know lots of women who fancy you. Yes, they fancy me, but are they making it easier to do me? Are they calling me up and saying, Lewis, come over to my house? You know, that kind of thing. I'm coming over to your house, but I can't stay very long. Okay? It isn't because you don't need glasses. It's also, Croxy, I don't need glasses. Do a Jew. Yeah, do a Jew. That should be, come and do a Jew. Yeah. I took my glasses off. That's also true. Don't wear glasses. My daughter got the test. Okay, there was a family myth that we had Jewish ancestry, which made a lot of sense, as we have got distinctive Jewish noses. Let's say nope, Irish, Scots, and a hint of Viking. Okay. You know what? You're not worse off. Being Jewish is the greatest thing in the world, but if you could avoid it, especially now with all these fucking anti-Semites, okay? Something like that, Simon. What happened with Simon? What are you saying, Simon? A bucket list. Yeah, a bucket list. But, you don't keep a secret, and with women, once you have sex with them, you get very emotionally attached, okay? Right? They either love you or they think you've done something horrible to them. Look at all those people. I shouldn't say this, but look at what's his name? I know it's not right to say this, but who's the comedian? What's his name? Russell Brand. And all the women coming out of the thing. Oh, he did something horrible to me. I don't care whether people hate me for saying that. If you have, you know what I mean? If you were really good looking, they wouldn't resent it, really. Look at all, they will eventually. Like, what's his name? Like Leonardo DiCaprio, stealing all those girls' youth. My husband says, once the fox has caught the rabbit, it's time to stop running. So, no date nights for us. Yeah, why would you go out with a girl? Why would you go out with a girl? Why would you? Women want to go out. They like they want to go out. But why would we take you out? It's hard enough to get you back to our flat. Brand's a creep, Lewis. We can all see it. Yeah, he's a comedian. He's a creep. I'm a creep. Am I a creep? Do you think I'm a creep? Because I think I'm a creep. Okay, Josh used to look like the most stereotypical Jew ever. I know. It's like before he shaved his head and removed his glasses, and then he looked like a stereotypical Albanian gangster. Yeah, why would you want to look like a Jew? I don't know. That's why I try to look like an Italian. I try to look the best that I can. Is Russell Brand, a lot of women don't like Russell Brand, but they did back then. They jumped on top of him. So don't talk about that. Does he look like a creep now? Because he's older. He's not that good looking. No, you're not a creep, but Brand definitely is. Kinsey says that. He looks like a creep now. No one said he would look like a creep back then. I knew him in social situations. Well, I think I met him once. And people were like all over him. Because he was good looking. Brand is great. He was good. Lucy never liked him. But do you like me, Lucy? Do you find me attractive? Anyway. But he was never good looking, Kinsey says. There's no punctuation in that. Rewrite that, Nick. I'm not reading it. Nice grenade. What's a nice grenade mean, Premium? Premium said something. What did he say? Oh, that's a grenade like a Josh. Is that he was thin. He was very hippie-ish and well dressed, and he smiled at women. He flirted with women. He was not like me. He flirted with them and he smiled, and then he touched them and brought them back to his place. He didn't touch me. He grabbed their hand maybe. I never got the whole Brand thing. Not my type at all. Yeah, but a lot of women did. Hundreds and hundreds of women did. I never got the whole Brand. Okay. He was always creepy. Yeah, men who are like that are creepy. And women who are like that are creepy. Brand was never understood. Russell Brand. Visible Sun. Good to see you, Visible Sun. We're still at 47 people watching. That's so amazing. Russell Brand. He always was creepy. He's a predator. What does that mean, a predator? Men can't be predators because women aren't interested in they're not interested in that. I don't believe in calling. It's so hard for guys to get girls, especially nowadays. It's really, really hard. Okay. Lucy, so true. This is what Croxton said. Ever since he came out doing those shit interviews of people who were off their faces on MTV too, he became... Okay. I saw Josh's mom outside her hippie shop in Wincanton. I resisted saying anything bad about him. Yeah, that's a nice thing. Don't say anything bad to a mother about her daughter, her son. You don't say anything bad. It's horrible. It's a hard life being a mother, especially when you got a kid. Maybe he's not as... She obviously didn't pay enough attention to him. She deserves blame. She also deserves the guy's not horrible. He is horrible. All right. All my friends wanted to be black. I wanted to be Jewish. Forget Biggie. Can I be Neil Simon? Yeah, because you're old. People hated me. So I am Jewish in spirit. Thank you very much. But the truth is, back in the day, people wanted to be Jewish. It was so good. Now no one wants to be Jewish. No one wants to be Jewish. And they want to be black. I just make this joke, you know. Kind of bi, no judgment, but I never could work him out. Oh, you think he was bi? Why? Because guys like that tend to be bi? You're better looking than him, Lewis. I appreciate that. It's totally not true. I witnessed Brand seducing a woman. There was nothing he did wrong. She just totally fell for him. Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't be talking like this because I'm so red pill, but you know, I'm not going to say what I'm saying, but women, they fall in love with a guy. They're young, and then later on they regret it. They should have gone out with somebody else. I remember that comedian who basically said he can't be an artist because he never raped me. Yeah, well, that says something about women. You know that. Yeah, he can be. Okay. He's still got to hang out with Katy Perry. She is so lovely looking, but she is such bad taste. Yeah, you don't want to use that R word. Okay, some women like a bad boy. Yeah, they do, and they also like to have sex with guys and be naughty. Women do, and they think I can be naughty. Men can be naughty. I'm a woman. I can be naughty too. But a lot of women can't be naughty. They don't like it when they're naughty. Because once you're with a woman, they fall in love with you. Women fall in love. They hate you. I've been with women when I was younger, and I shouldn't talk like this. And they just were so disgusted with me. They said, "What did I just do? Did I just have sex with Lewis Schaffer?" Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Never found him even vaguely attractive. Now, James Fox or Kenneth Branagh. James Fox, the English guy, yeah. Well, he's a bad boy. I'm not saying he's done anything wrong, but he's naughty but nice. That's what Lewis Schaffer is. Is that what you're saying? Grox doesn't know either. We're all goys. Well, even the Jews are goys, too. You have to be naughty to keep things interesting. As a woman or as a man, Leanne? Please explain that. What does that mean? You have to be naughty to keep things interesting. But what I'm saying is, that women, especially during a certain period of time, maybe not even now, they want to be as naughty as men. And they have a lot of great times being naughty as men. And then some point in the future, they maybe change their mind. Hey, Gareth, good to see you. Mate, I just joined. What does that mean? Glastonbury? Can we use good pronunciation and can we spell properly? But thank you very much, Gareth. You haven't told us how tall you are and how fat you are and whether you're a man or a woman. Adios. We don't say goodbye here. We just go. Okay? Both. What are you saying both to, Leanne? You have to be naughty to keep things nice. What does that mean? Both who? I used to have a crush on Ian Hislop because of how his face crumpled when he laughed. Yeah, and women like that. They like a nice-looking guy. Naughty together. You have to be naughty and nice together. Yeah. I'm sorry. Any view on Glastonbury? Glastonbury fools. How about the punctuation, please? And still not punctuation. Yeah, no punctuation. My mom also fancied Ian Hislop. Yeah, he was a super bright guy. Would you do that guy who's on the YouTube, was like super fat, who does that? I don't know what the name is. Rory Hamilton. To clarify, Jules, it wasn't a direct quote. Okay. First celebrity crutch, Dick Cavett. So funny. Yeah, he was really funny. And he was likable. He got into comedy after Woody Allen. That was the day. I think we all have the ability to be depraved. Yeah, but I think I think at least men know they're depraved, and women thought, oh, I can just have sex with whoever I want to have sex with. You can't have sex with whoever you want to have sex with. Ian Hislop has massive feet. Both men and women should both be naughty. Yeah, we should be naughty, but at the same time, we should know there are repercussions for that. If I was a lesbian, Billie Piper would be my ideal woman. I don't even know what she looks like, Billie Piper. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and there's danger. We're talking dangerously right now. Are we not talking dangerously? I think. Because sex is so dangerous. For women, it's really dangerous. It's really, really dangerous. Because you fall in love or you hate. Elizabeth Montgomery, that's the woman from Bewitched or whatever it's called. When I see these big outdoor music festivals, I always wonder about the bathroom situation. I mean, what they're doing, how to make a poo or whether there's room to have sex in the bathroom. Danger brings on more viewers. I'm at 58. Yeah, well, this is dangerous because I am defending people who maybe shouldn't be defended. I don't know, and I'm also saying that women shouldn't have. That women, if they're going to have sex, there's a price to pay for having sex with men. That they're going to fall in love or think the guy hates them. It could be very bad. Billie Piper is almost as attractive as someone who used to be on headliners. Are you talking about Cressida? Who are you talking about? Because Cressida is a beautiful girl, and then she smiles at me, and I think, oh my God, she loves me. She doesn't love me. We are still only apes, but the smartest ones. Still, we have animal instincts. Especially women have animal instincts. They want to have good genes inside of them. We're not any different than any animals, so it's hard to live in a police state. Well, I'm saying the women, yes, because, yes, I see truth in that. Women kvetch too much. I wouldn't use the word kvetching. I think me tooing is what they're doing. It's not the problem is men take sex seriously. They don't want you to have sex with other guys. We don't want you to because you can get pregnant, and the next thing you know, like I look at my kids, and are they mine? One of them probably is mine. The other one might be mine. They're good-looking kids. I have a guilty pleasure. She has a cute smile when you see it. It's Lisa Nandy. Isn't she the labor girl? I should know this. I don't really care about politics. But a good shout on Lisa Nandy, according to Gareth. How old are you, Gareth? How tall are you? And how much do you weigh so I can lecture you? No, I'm not going to lecture you. You got to be willing to put the numbers up. You don't have to be willing to, but if you put the numbers up, then I can lecture you. But the point is this. I'm a lesbian in a bloke's body. I know, yeah. Okay, Piper is the new Doctor Who. Is that true? You're 39, 6 foot, and skinny. Can I have a weight measurement so I can judge you? We are what? What are you, Claire? What was the question that was asked? What does it mean to say we are? Try leap from fancy to sex. Was pretty big there. Is that me? Did I say that? Anyway, so danger does. Visible Sun, do you think it's important to make your kids look dressed smart? Yes. Yes, it is not super important, especially for the girls, yeah. And they should, yeah, because guys care about that. You can decide later on if you don't want to be dressed smart. I like a proper bathroom, like they have in Wanamaker's department store, that had a lounge with a sofa. Which Wanamaker's? In the one in New York. Does Wanamaker's still exist? I don't think they still exist. Or is there a Wanamaker's department store up there in Poughkeepsie, on the Poughkeepsie Mall? They had a lounge with a sofa. When you went shopping, you tie it out. They had a nice lunchroom, too. That's such an old reference, Wanamaker's department store. Most of our audiences are English, so you got to be careful that we're talking to the right people. My chicken burger here and onion rings here in Abbott here. Nope, there's no punctuation. I'm not going to read your things anymore. I'm sorry. Do you still have your little trainers, Lewis? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And you know who made me buy the little trainers? That woman. She wanted me to be ugly. No, she didn't. She's lovely. I'll be around. I'll be around in 5, Mick. Oh, you're going over to Laughing. Oh, Laughing Saturn is going around. Yeah, yeah. You got to say that to guys. You got to say that. I think you're really, especially nowadays. You didn't have to in the past because guys would just, they'd hang out with you. But you got to say to a guy, I think you're really attractive. You know, I think I like your personality. Men don't get enough affirmation, and we don't get enough affirmation. Cressida is well fit. I don't know how you could concentrate in your preparation for headliners, because half the time she was yelling at me. She was so angry at me a lot of times because she misinterpreted what I was saying, I think. Would you prefer to have been a Roman emperor, king of England, or president of the USA? Well, I'd rather be president of the USA. It means I'd still be alive. Cressida is wealth. Okay, let's be nice to Cressida. She might get offended by this. Probably she won't, but she might. Okay, I want to see those little trainers. Okay, I'll go get my little trainers. Everybody, just don't go anywhere. Can you see that? Here's my little trainers. They're really light, and they might be really good, but they're, I never wear them. I wear my whatchamacallit. This is too funny. What is too funny? Was it something that I said? We had Wanamakers and Gimbals in our local and Yonkers, subsequently replaced by Sears and Macy's. Is Sears still around? I know that Macy's is around. Tell us about that great photo in the Thames. In the Thames. I went down with my friend and he took a picture of me and I said, what would be funny with me go into the Thames naked? You know, I thought that was funny. Me in the Thames. Thames. Yes, she lives on, yeah, I might need trainers to walk up. She's great. Can I resist a KGC? What is a KGC? What is a KGC? What denies thing? I only saw it on the screen, but no, KFC. That's why let's make sure we read everything properly. And let's make sure we use up parentheses. I have no fashion sense, but these trainers, it's a no from me. Yeah, people said don't buy it. But if I told you they were like 14 pounds, you'd buy them. You must wear them on Christie's. Unfortunately, it's only my waist up, so I don't wear them. It's only my waist up. And I'm thinking about maybe not wearing a tie, because on Christie's I come across as being too serious. Okay. Damn, he was back too soon. Oh, I'm going to cry. Lewis, show us what you're wearing on your feet right now. That's the legs. There's no hair here. And this is my feet. And no athlete's foot. I mean, I have the other. I'm showing you my good toes. But I don't know. I used to be really good looking. Is that too much nudity, do you think? Should I take off my shirt? Help, I'm now getting grief for paying more attention to you than my other half. Yeah, well, go pay attention to her and tell you love her, Craig. Ian. I just read Craig's name. If they're comfy and don't break easy, why not? Go for it. And you know where I buy all my shoes anyway? I buy them at charity shops. All my shoes are charity shop shoes. Good toes. I got good toes, pretty good toes. But the other foot, the nails are. I got that athlete's foot rot. I mean, it's not itchy now, so the athlete's foot is gone. Because if you have athlete's foot, you're on a high carb diet. High carb. I've seen videos of the mudlarks digging up things from the banks of the Thames. Well, here. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere, Marianne. Don't go anywhere. Don't go now. I'm coming right back. Mudlarking. That's what Marianne mentioned. Thank you, Marianne. Yeah, here's stuff that I went mudlarking with my kid. I think this is a horse bone. I got a horse bone there. I'm here. I'm coming back. I'm here. Show us what's under your shorts. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. It's not. I know a lot of people lie about it. Lie. What do you want to see from? I've got a whole box of mudlarking things. Mudlarking things. I got all. Look at the pottery. I got pottery from mudlarking. I don't even know what to do with it. If you're interested in this stuff, in mudlarking, a plate. Here's a plate. Here's a plate. It's hard to see. I should turn the light on to make it a bit brighter. But Adams Vitrified Wood and Sons, England, Imperial London Hotels. This is from mudlarking. Any old coins from mudlarking? No old coins. Okay, yeah, Lewis Schaffer. Yes, I am a hoarder. I am a hoarder. You want to see I'm a hoarder. I've thrown out a lot of stuff, but I got a lot of stuff. But I'm not really. If you came in here, you wouldn't think it's a hoarder because you can actually walk around. Who else is a hoarder? So what is the point I'm making? Let's finish the thought of what women are never happy. So you have sex with a guy, you're gonna be unhappy, right? You're gonna be unhappy. That's unfortunately with women. I mean, they can be happy. That's what I like about women. They're rarely happy, but when they are happy, it's such an amazingly beautiful thing. When a girl looks at you and thinks, "Oh my God, I love you so much," it's so beautiful. But then again, women like a good fight. They like to scream at you just for fun, just to keep you on your toes. On the whole, women are good. Women are good. I don't have a woman, and look how I'm acting with you guys. I'm acting all horrible and gloomy and like it's not attractive. It's not attractive, or maybe it is attractive. Maybe it is attractive. I think, but. It's not. It is attractive, but I am a hoarder. How many of you people are hoarders? Probably a lot. No, Kerry's a thrower-outer. That's amazing. I've perked up because why have I perked up? Over the hoarding or over how horrible women are, or about mudlarking? I've kept stuff from over 20 years ago that I found with my kid. Bones from on the banks of the Thames. I don't know what this thing is. I think that's from horse bones or cow bones. So I've got. It should be thrown out. I have 3 daughters, so I'm surrounded by women. Yeah, that must be horrible. But you love them. You love your daughters, and they're nice. Thanks for sharing your mudlarking friends. Thank you, Marianne. Wait, what? We are finding artifacts, and we end up digging into Lewis's psychology. Yeah, well, what about your psychology? Yeah, you. Yeah, I mean, it's like, first of all, it's almost impossible not to hoard nowadays. Not to hoards. Okay? Because there's so much stuff in the world. It's so cheap. There are plastic bags, which means you can get every minute's a shopping experience. Okay? And it's the natural tendency. Do you know being fat, Lewis Schaffer's Fat Club, is about hoarding. We're hoarding food for the wintertime. We're supposed to be fat. We're not supposed to believe, there's going to be food next winter. We have the same genes, some of the same genes, of hibernators. Did you know this? Clay pipes. Yes. Do I have any clay pipes? Hold on. What do I do with the clay pipes? What do I do with the clay pipes? Yeah, I got clay pipes, tons of clay pipes. Those were disposed like cigarettes. Yeah, like bears, exactly. Google Dr. Richard Johnson, University of Colorado, diabetes, or hibernation. Google that. It'll tell you everything. Why have I gained 2 kilograms in just 3 days? Tell me why. Do you not think? Yes, minimalism is amazing. Minimalism is amazing. Men like stuff, but I mean, I'd like this place. I should show you a little bit of this place. Yeah, it's just a cabinet. I've thrown out half of the stuff. Can you see this? just look at how horrible that is. And this is stuff that I'm never going to look at again. This is the stuff that could be important. This is the stuff. But this is like old jokes. It has to do with my old Nunhead American Radio, and I've basically eliminated half of everything. I went in and I eliminated. I'm back. Okay, good. Ian, good. Give the women you love. If you're with a woman, don't brag that you're with a woman. I'm giving you guys a kiss. I'm giving you guys a kiss. We had a baby black bear running in our neighborhood this past week. In Peekskill, there are bears in Peekskill. That's how things are good. That's how things are good. Well, Peekskill has that great fawn stock park, and it's got the one that begins with a B. These are, all those folders are his restraining orders he's being given. Well, yeah, we can go through that. I haven't gotten restraining order. Have I gotten restraining order? I never got a restraining order, but I've got angry women. Disorganized chaos, Lewis. But you know where everything is. No, I don't. And I can't throw it out. I'm looking at it and I'm saying I can't throw that piece of paper out. What have I missed a lot of things. I'm going to throw out your stuff, Lewis. Well, if a woman wants to come over here and go over my stuff and sit with my stuff, yeah, I'll throw you a bone. I do you. I would too, Joodles. I mean, both of you can come here and you can fight amongst yourselves, and then you can have lesbian sex, and I'll go out and get a slice of pizza. 1 hour, that shit would be gone. Yes, that's true, because a woman would just say, throw it out. I say, I can't throw it out. Oh my God, Lewis, I'd have a heart attack. Yeah, I'd like to be neat. And then my son, he's got his stuff here. This is like inside Lewis's flat. Can you see my son on the double bed, which I used to sleep in? He's on top there he's got his stuff. There's nothing here. It's just a bunch of junk. Binders full of women like Mitt Romney. What did Mitt Romney do? Except being a total. Mel Gibson was born in Peekskill. That's true. What's the name of the, yeah. So the point is we got to throw stuff out. Should that be the name of our next show? Our ending hoarding. How about that? Should we do that? Like an end of hoarding show. End hoarding, or deal with hoarding. What would you call the hoarding show? How do you do it? Because I watched tons of videos. That what her name is? That Madame Curry woman. I'll take the pizza. Yeah, because you're a bit fat, Lucy. Stop being. I don't even know if you're fat. Stop being fat. And it's got carbs. You can't eat pizza. Pizza's definitely bad. But I'd be the third wheel, Jules. Yeah, third. I guess you would be. Okay, 3. Come by. It'd be like lots of great fun. It's escalated. The whole thing has escalated really too much. Suddenly it's gone from that to me doing the women in my. I mean, my place is relatively clean. I vacuum. I do. It's not like a dirty hoarder's place. I do my dishes all the time. I clean the toilet, so it's not horribly dirty, but it's not great either. It's not great, and it needs to be organized. But I can't throw things out. How do you throw things out? It's like we're meant to eat fat. Yes, Joodles is screaming. I love how Lucy and Joodles were straight on that. That shite would be gone in 10 minutes. Yeah, they're very similar type people, these people. Very similar. Joodles doesn't take any shit. And Lucy, I think she doesn't take any. I don't know if we use the word shit. Yeah. So what are you saying? I love how Lucy. Yeah, you're onto that stuff, because what women see is they see I could live there, or I could sell that place. It's like what I told you about Chris Rock, how he had a fancy car and he told me that his wife wanted him to sell it, or I think he didn't have a wife at the time. Didn't want. I'm name dropping. How do you like that? I'm name dropping Chris Rock, and he said his wife wanted him to sell it, because to get the money. And to make more space for her. We're going to have to live in the neighboring flats. you probably can't afford it because the council's buying all the neighboring flats. Yeah, there's no room for you here, Lucy. I've got one son in one room, and my other son is living in my living room, and I'm in my bedroom, and that's just the way it's gonna have to be. I'm sorry. Why don't you all get a great big house, and I could be like the husband. You could be married to me. You can complain about me. GB News will regret getting rid of me. Visible Sun. They don't pay enough attention to me as it is, GB News. I love GB News. They don't pay attention to me. They should give me my own show. You should write them and say, "Where's Lewis Schaffer's show? I can't believe you don't have him on. The guy's hysterical." And they might have been told something by Ofcom. They might have been under pressure by the Starmer administration, whatever. My husband used to joke, "We ought to invite your mother here more often," because I would go into a frenzy of cleaning before her visits. Yeah, because women today, or most of them, are just messy. That's called scurry funge. What is scurry funge, Joodles? They don't have the bottle to give you your own show. Could be, yeah, could be. Andrew put me on a show. That show, tremendous. I didn't want to go on it. Didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I could do this. But how many people are viewing this? How many people are viewing? And we're doing great here. I think we're doing great. I hope we're doing great. I hope people aren't thinking, "Oh my God, that's so boring." I don't want to. Forget. I'm not even mentioning. No negativity. It's the best show ever. You Jairus laughing at Marianne. That's really nice. Scurry funge, according to Joodles, is when you know someone is coming and you turn into a Tasmanian devil cleaner. Yes, I know people like that. Well, everybody's like that. It's like when it's when someone comes over, that's when you notice what a pig, like I said, 38. I think I'm really neat, but I'm not neat. I'm not that neat. We need to clean. I'm gonna clean some more. Judas, more than once I have shoved stuff into a closet. Yes. Yeah. Because I buy all my stuff at the charity shop, the clothing that I buy, and they have some value. They're not worth the price that I paid for it. Or, like many of you people, like Claire got me a tie. It came from Harrods. It was a 150-pound tie. It was a used tie, so who knows how much she paid for it. But it's probably worth 20 pounds. I'm going to throw the tie out? I got hundreds of these ties. Can I be your roving reporter on your new show? Maybe. I mean, I'm not that generous. I like the idea that I'm talking to you. Yeah, maybe. Yes, I appreciate you thinking about it. Okay? The ties don't have any value. They laugh at you. They laugh as you leave the shop. Yeah, well, I pay £1 or £2 a tie. So are they paying? Are they laughing at me? I'll be your cameraman, Croxton. Yeah, see, Leanne is a good girl. You're a good girl, Leanne. I bet it's a happy flat, though. Well, it's not. I don't yell at my kids. I don't say, "Why don't you get a job? Why don't you do that?" I'm happy to see them. So is it a happy? And I'm happy around my kids. But was I happy when their mother was living with me? I don't know. Lewis could be live at the scene reporter like Dougie Beatty. I don't know who that is, but yeah, that could be a good idea. It's been suggested. Russ suggested. Dougie Beatty is awesome. I could do that. I could speak to people. I could do that. I could go out in the streets and speak to people. I should do that, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's not a bad idea, though. We are doing great. I'm glad to be on this. That's what Lud1 says. Well, thank you very much. Don't pay for... Well, we're talking about hoarding. And Wattenai says, the advice, he says, don't pay for storage. We did, and we still got crap and add to it. Yes, and I kept stuff in storage in New York for about 30 years. And I'm not going to tell you how much money it cost me, because you think that I'm rich. I'm not rich. I am broke. And I spent all the money, and if I had that money, I would be all right. And I went to New York and threw it all out. I have brought back 11 boxes here, so I've got probably 8 boxes of stuff from my university. No one cares. No one cares. Maybe what I could do is I could say, does anybody want to come pick up Lewis's stuff and go through my stuff? And then you could have my stuff. And if I become famous, you would have said, I picked up Lewis Schaffer's stuff. It's like people who pick up, who's the guy who wrote The Catcher in the Rye? What's his name? Tux Undy. Well, I own 3 tuxes, including one that cost me 35 pounds or something. And it was from the 1950s. It was amazing. What's his name? Who's the guy? Steinbeck? Not Steinbeck. Who wrote Catcher in the Rye? J.D. Salinger. Thank you, Lucy. She's amazing. Lucy is amazing. And, like that. If I give you a box of my stuff and you say, no one's going to want these things. These are old jokes from 25 years ago. They're racist and misogynistic and horrible and not funny. And maybe someday they'll be like, they come from the collection of Lucy's collection, like the same way we would give it to the museum, to the library. Bard College could have it if they probably wouldn't want it. Dougie is very good. I appreciate the coverage. Oh, this is the guy there. Leanne says Keir Starmer picks up Trump's stuff. That was nice of him, but he does pick up Trump's stuff. He doesn't have an opinion of his own. He apologized for saying this is a nation of strangers. He apologized for that when it was true. It's become a nation of strangers. The country was getting amazing. And then they decided to let in people who hate this country. And some of the people are good people, but you don't let in that many people into the country. They let me in the country. I hope I've been a good citizen. No, she knows herself. Lucy knows herself. And you know what? Even if she doesn't, is that Mr. Croxton is saying that Lucy went on Google to find out to J.D. Salinger. Who's read that book? That book made me cry, even back in the day. A Catcher in the Rye. Great book. A book about New York. A book about white people in New York. A book about being young in New York. So I really, really enjoyed it. The other book that I liked a lot was Portnoy's Complaint. A book about being young in New York. I prefer to know where I stand. He is making me dizzy. That's what Leanne says. That's what I'm doing. The old jokes are the best. Leanne, you're talking about that guy. I thought you were talking about me. I'm just going to assume you're talking about me if you write this thing. Old jokes are the best. There used to be a program on BBC called Old Jews Telling Jokes. Very funny. Well, nobody told jokes except for Jews. Jews invented this. I don't know if that's true. Craig, where are you from, Craig, 86? The book that got John Lennon killed. No, that's not what got John Lennon killed. The guy was fat. He was on a high-carb diet. And, people resent famous people. They do resent it. But, maybe, I don't know if it was that. It didn't speak about violence at all. It was a good book. My husband says no one wears ties anymore except lawyers and news readers. That is true. I wore ties for 30 years, and I never wore a tie. And then I went back to it when I went to. I normally don't wear a tie. I mean, maybe I should. Maybe because I'm old. I'm old. John Updike, Cheever, the swimmer, amazing. That took place in your neighborhood up there in Connecticut, or Westchester. Starmer's part of Team World. Of course, he wants more strangers in this country. Totally true. He's got a Jewish wife who should hit him in the head and tell him he's doing wrong. John Lennon wasn't fat. No, but the guy was who was the guy? John Chapman, whatever the guy's name is. He was fat. He was on a high-carb diet. Yeah. Mr. C was calling me Mrs. Google. He was saying you didn't know that off the top of your head. Lewis, did you ever perform at the Borscht Belt? I did one hotel there in the Borscht Belt, but otherwise, no. And it was very early on in my comedy career. No, so I never, JDM, I never did that. So I don't want to know whether she knows the answer. She did the work. Lucy did the work. Okay? It's easier to kidnap. Who is it easy to kidnap? Okay, wait a second. I'm jumping ahead. Moonlight Shadow. What is that? Is that a book that he wrote? You look good in a suit, Lewis. Yes, I do. I do. But I'd like to wear more casual. I mean, I basically wear. You see what I look like now. I don't think I look good in gray. This is not a good shirt for me. I need to maybe go buy some new T-shirts. Mark Chapman, right? He was on fat and on a high carb diet. That makes people crazy. It makes you crazy to be on a high carb diet. So don't do it. Low carb. Low carb. Also, hoarding can be caused by a high carb diet. Totally related. Mental illness is caused by high carb. My mother was mentally ill. She was on a high carb diet. Where are you from, Craig 86? Just tell us so we know. You don't have to tell us. Yeah. Yeah. Mike Oldfield. I love that. I listen to that song all the time. I saw a video about him. He was discovered by the Virgin guy. And he did one album and then he basically stopped working. He was like Lewis Schaffer. Lewis Schaffer didn't even do one good thing. 5 Jewish women in a restaurant. The waiter says, "Is anything okay, ladies?" It's a good joke. You're from the UK. We're in the UK. We're all in the UK. You don't have to give us your street address. You can give it just a general direction. You look very smart in a suit. My birthday suit. I don't look that good. I look pretty good being naked. Imagine there's no carbohydrates. That's a funny joke. Maybe put a little notice saying you're making a joke. Dark blue is a good. You're in Scunthorpe. There you go. Well, that's a fantastic. I love all the coastal communities, the beach communities, Scunthorpe. It is a beach community, Scunthorpe. Anyway, so Lucy. So I think how many do we have watching the show? If it's going up, I'll still talk. But if it's not going up, I'll say goodbye. I think a suit makes most men look good. That is totally true. That is absolutely true, Kinsey. No plants above us, below us, only fries. Something like that, 43. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say, we've been talking for 2 hours. Should we try for longer? It's a Saturday. I'm not going anywhere. Do you want this to go longer? Anybody can leave. If you have to go, you can just say, I'm going to go, but you can go longer. Normally, I'd want you to say, who's the virgin guy? No. No, the virgin guy was, what's his name? What's the guy? Oh my God, my memory is so bad. Who's the virgin guy? The guy from Virgin Records. The guy who, put a guy up in space and then they all beat him because Richard Branson. He probably is paying people off. He was like into free love. I'm not saying he's probably paying people off. He's not. But if you could see anybody, possibly. I shouldn't have said. I didn't mean that. But he probably could have. He could be. Richard Branson. Oh, Records. Yeah, the Records guy. Mike Oldfield. Has Morse code in Tubular Bells album saying because Richard Brand was basically owned him. He was his manager. He wasn't an idiot. He was a rich guy. It's not easy to become rich. I'm an idiot for being so poor. People assume I've either stolen it or I'm due in court. This suit always makes me look horrible. Yeah, you got it. That's exactly true. What do there's an old joke. What do you call the, in a suit, the defendant? Lewis, you need a haircut. It's gotten a bit longer. Yeah, I need a haircut. Do you think so, Warren? Welcome on to the show, Warren. Welcome on. What we could do? We could write at some point, halfway in the show, that Lewis Schaffer's on the air. Is going to be on the air for a while. Join him. Whatever, if you want to. MJ, where are you from, MJ? I got rich. He got rich very young, Richard Branson. He was a richie rich. Yeah, he's one of those kids. He's very similar to Tony Blair. His parents had money and he started being, a hippie-ish kind of guy. We love your hair. Thank you, Kerry. That's what a man wants to hear. I love your hair. Just love. That's how you get a girl to like you. No, that's how you get if you're a guy, that's how you get a girl to. If you're a girl and you want a guy, just tell a guy why you're really good looking. We don't know we're really good looking. We're never told we're really good looking. If you want a girl to not like you, tell her she's beautiful. She won't believe you. Even if she's gorgeous, she won't believe you. So Richard also offered Dire Straits a spliff at a deal meeting. They were offended and didn't sign. That's interesting because that guy's amazing, amazing. The Dire Straits guy. It's one of the best songs ever. Makes me cry. The Tunnel of Love. Oh, the Tunnel of Love. I didn't even know what they were singing about. I didn't even know that they were places up in Newcastle. From Cullicoats to Whitley Bay. I've been in Whitley Bay since. Girl, you look so pretty to me, like you always do, like the Spanish City to me, when we were kids. Something like that, right? Do you know that song? You know the song I'm talking about? What about the other song? Were they talking about From Rock Away, Rock Away? Well, is that the same song? I don't know. Oh my God, no, they don't sing well, but Dire Straits, incredible band. Yeah, you know what? Totally true. He's smart. He's smart. I wouldn't have the guys at a negotiation thing. He's offering you a spliff. It's like the story of the Jewish the rabbi bumps into whatever. They get into an accident. The rabbi and the priest, and the rabbi brings out a pint of whiskey, and they have a drink. Luckily we're alive. Let's have a drink, and they're awesome. Dire Straits are awesome, and they're Scottish. And I think he's Jewish. Could be Jewish. What happens when one of you brings a girl home to the flat? I'm not going to reveal my kids' personal things. But they want to bring a girl home. They can bring a girl home. They can bring a girl home if they want to bring a girl home. I try to talk them out of it because I think they're too young to be dealing with women. Making movies, we're on location, da 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 da, and the movie. That's another great song. Am I allowed to sing it like that? Am I going to get whatchamacallit? Don't. I can't. I'm not sure I want to sing it. Do you want to go out with my sons? Anybody want to go out with my sons? You love singing, Leanne. Okay, great. Chris, Claire Renz. Are you saying I'm really good looking? That's really Mark Knopfler. Yeah. Yes, Tunnel of Love. These were unbelievable. And he was the most amazing musician. And then he punched it. And he still is, I think. He put his hand through a wall in a bathroom or something. He was drunk or something. He was angry. And he basically he almost lost all of his greatness because he punched his hand. Romeo and Juliet. That's the song. Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, it's about a guy singing, and where the girl goes, oh, that's my boyfriend. Like she doesn't even care about him. He's down below singing a song, a romantic song, saying, oh my God, I love you so much to his girlfriend. And his girlfriend's up there with another guy. Is this what the song is, Lucy? Okay. The Kinks. Only recently discovered the Kinks, an old band, the Kinks. Someone said they were the first band that created punks. Yeah, and that says something because the Kinks were, one year, I think in '65, they were bigger than the Beatles. And then something happened. They went to America, and they got into fights with each other, the Kinks. And the Kinks became, they couldn't go to America, so they became an amazing English Kinks. Waterloo Sunset, what a sad, really amazing. And they sang that song about Lola, which is about a trans girl, or a girl who dressed up as a trans. I once saw Dire Straits with Eric Clapton guesting for £10. Well, it depends what year that is, but if that was in the 1960s, that was a lot of money. A lot of money. And Eric Clapton wasn't quite as famous as you think he was. And he would, but he was great, Eric Clapton. You're showing your age, you. Yeah, that's 10 years old. But good videos of Dire Straits with Sting, Eric Clapton, and Phil Collins. Phil Collins is somebody else who wasn't really respected. Derek and the Dominoes. How many times have I listened to Layla? How many times? And then his kid, I'm going to start crying over his kid. He had his kid left with a carer in a building in New York in the 1960s. Late 60s maybe, and the kid fell out of like a 40-story building and died. Yes, his kid. Horrible. His kid. It was awful. And Phil Collins is the man. Love the film he was in, Buster. He was in that early Beatles. He was in Help or A Hard Day's Night. Eric Clapton singing about his boy. I'm crying like crazy. Yeah, it's really, really sad. It's really sad when your kid dies. It's really sad when your parents die. It's really sad when people die. It's really sad. But did it happen in the 80s? Oh yeah, it did. That happened in the 80s. What I'm saying, yeah, was it the 60s? It was the when did that happen? Can we Google what year that happened just so we know? I remember that. Yeah, tragic lives long in my memory. I think in everybody's memory. That's why people remember seeing me do stand-up comedy. They don't. People come up to me and says, "I saw you. You died a horrible death. I was the only person who liked it." You know that they remember that. My auntie used to tell her daughter she dated Phil Collins when she believed it was nearly 30. Nearly believed it at 30. My auntie used to tell her daughter she dated Phil Collins. She still believed it at nearly 30. Leanne, punctuation, everybody. We're doing punctuation. Eric Clapton, the Velvet Underground, maybe. One of the members of the Velvet Underground lived on my street. He lived 100 yards away, 300, 200 feet away. 1991. Is that when it happened? Is that when his kid died, his son died? March 20, 53rd floor. 53rd floor. Horrible. That's so. I don't know why I thought it was the 60s. It's so horrible. And you feel bad for the person who was carrying, the house lady. You feel bad. And I always would tell my children, you cannot die. Do not die. Be careful. Don't die. And they would say, well, if I die, you can still be with your brother. And I said, no, because your mother won't let me be with your brother. She wouldn't trust me. So we have to basically take care of. Tell us a joke, Lewis. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wow to what? The Village Green Preservation Society is a fantastic album. And there's a guy that I follow that did videos on this guy. Yeah, big round of applause for the Kinks. The Kinks. And big round of applause for you people, basically. Yeah. So, proper heart on your sleeve, Lewis. I do now, because I don't care. I've learned from comedy that, you have to let people know who you are. Not everybody's going to like you. But they're going to remember you, and they're going to laugh. I think this is what it is. It's so very sad, I don't want to think about it. No, you don't. Heath Ledger died of benzo overdose, which is really horrible, coupled with a chest infection. He had insomnia and took heavy benzos given to him by the Olsen twins to help him sleep. With a chest infection, he stopped. Well, drugs are really dangerous. But he had a chest infection, which is maybe he was taking lots of drugs. Maybe he was an alcoholic. Maybe he wasn't getting any sleep. Because when you make movies, you have to wake up at such an early hour to get to the studio by 6 o'clock in the morning. Gallagher and Lyle. I don't remember Gallagher and Lyle. Can I see your show about your mother's letters anywhere? The truth is, no, I didn't record any of this stuff. We're lucky this is being recorded. I didn't think it was worth recording. It was basically every show I was crying. I was crying over my mother and how I didn't think I was mean to her, but she needed more love than I gave her. And I could, maybe she made the mistake because she wasn't as loving as she should have been, or I thought she should have been. She had her own problems. She was on a high carb diet. I could have saved her life, but I couldn't. And then my father can, they were fighting parents. Does a dog have 4 legs, or are its front paws really? They don't. Are they legs? They've got 4. I don't know. That's one of the trick questions. I actually know the answer. So what's the answer to that? Sometimes parents can be really mean. My parents weren't mean, but my mother is like, what about me? What about me? What about me? I say, you're my mother. What about me? What about me and my problems? She didn't get enough love from my father, she thought. My father loved her, though. But she was so, what about me? We, as parents, it's not about me. It's about the kids. You got to just give in to the kids. And the same thing about when you've got a husband or a boyfriend. It's about them. I'm going to give to them so they can't walk out on me. Lewis, what should you do before stand-up? I was deliriously happy. What did I do? I did lots of different jobs. What did you do, Carrie? I did lots of different jobs. I never made much money. I should have made much money, but I never did. And I'm not going to say I declared bankruptcy because that in this country that's really bad to admit. I really fancy some kettle crisps. Tell me not to. Do not have kettle crisps. They're addictive. They're Moorish. What do you have in the house that's meat? What do you have? Have one of those things. Always about the kids. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, it's always about the kids. And when you don't have kids, it's about your husband and about saving the world and making other people happy. But you got to make sure your kids are happy first, and then you could worry about it. It's like that movie, The Book of Daniel. I'm going to cry thinking about that. Does anybody know The Book of Daniel? Where it's about the Rosenbergs and how they were trying to save the world. They didn't even care about their own children. They basically let their kids be orphaned. And that's so wrong. And that's like what's happening in the world today. People are caring more about other countries and about people living in this country. They don't care about the people who are living here. We got to care about ourselves. You worked as a postman. It was better than walking the streets. Is that a joke? I worked as a postman. It was better than walking the streets. My grandfather was a postman. Yeah, was a postman. My mom's father was a letter carrier. But during the war, that's the jobs that they used to give to people who fought in World War I. I fought my craving for a Mars ice cream today. On a hot day, it seems like a good idea. But in the long run, you're piling on more fat and making yourself hotter. Galactus, it's right you fought it. The thing that makes the ice cream wrong is the sugar. It's not the fat. I eat tons and tons of fat. Ribs are a chef's kiss. Yes. Amazing. I go down to the Chinese place down at the corner of Nigel Road in Peckham, and I have 7 pounds for 5 large spare ribs. It sounds like a lot. Those things used to be £2.50 back in the day or whatever, but it's a reasonably good price now, especially in my semi-posh neighborhood, which has become posh. My postman got attacked badly by a dog. He was off work for 6 months. Dangerous job. Exactly. Dangerous job. They shouldn't allow dogs like that. Yes, you do. What do you do? Okay, so we're not having kettle chips. Why don't we have kettle chips? Because number one, it's carbs. Number two, it's got salt, and salt makes you thirsty, and makes you gain weight. 4, it's a mixture of fat. It's not, first of all, it doesn't have any fat. Hold on a second. That's my son coming in. There's my son coming in. He's going to come in and say hello. Let's see what kind of mood he is. He just moved in, so he could be in a very good mood. Carnegie? Yeah. Good to see you. Did you bring any food? Huh? Did you bring any food?
Do you want any food?
I thought we would, if you're here, I thought we would go out to get some spare ribs down at the spare ribs place. Or maybe a slice of pizza and spare ribs.
No, I'm going to go to where Gus was, ashes were dropped.
Oh, okay. All right.
Be there for a bit.
How is this is my son. My son Carnegie is here. You want to come sit down and join us for a little bit?
No.
Just have a seat. Just for fun. I'm on for 5 minutes.
I was just come and go.
Yeah, come and wave hello.
I was just going to come and go.
You're going to come and go. Right on my foot.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello, Carnegie. Say hello. Maybe get in the picture.
Everyone.
How does that work? Does that work that way?
Yeah. I'm going anyways.
You're going to go this way.
Mars ice cream.
The person's saying, I've been drinking lots of iced tea. I miss what you said about Andrew Doyle. He's a vegetarian. You know what? I'm against vegetarianism. We're meant to eat meat. We're meant to eat protein. What about you? Are you meant to eat meat?
Protein, no carbs.
Protein, no carbs. He kisses my head.
What's wrong with that?
I know, it's really lovely. I didn't ask him to. That's how lovely he is. That's how lovely. You were always a good kid. You were always good.
I hope so.
You were
Nice
always
to see
good.
you all.
Everybody's saying hello. Look, everyone's saying I love him. Claire says premium. Hi. Carnegie is hi. Hello, Carnegie. Hi.
Hello,
hey,
hello.
Carnegie. Hello. Don't you like Andrew Doyle? No pizza. Yes.
Have fun.
Bye. What's wrong with pizza? I'll see you later. Oh, that goes in there. What's wrong with pizza is it's a mixture of carbs and oils, and it really messes with the it's called the Randle cycle, Randle cycle. You can Google that at some point. Hi, he's gone. Yeah, Carnegie loves your parent. Perfect. He loves me. He probably loves his mother too, but his mother's always like lecturing him and stuff like that. He's turning out okay. He's a very pretty boy. I'm afraid one of you older women who should be going out with me would just think, you know what, I'm going to throw Carnegie a bone. I'm a pizza addict, I have to confess, MJ. Domino's too often. Yeah, pizza's, even the worst pizza is great. I go to Greg's and I eat the pizza there. Are you sure he's your son? No, I'm not. I'm not sure he's my son, but he is. He does look... He looks a lot like me when I FaceApped him, but the problem with what did we say? What was I talking about? Pizza? Was I crisps? Because crisps is a mixture. He's too young, yeah. But you would say to yourself, you know what? I want to know what that feels like. How come Carnegie is moving in? Is he a fan of ants? The building has ants. The whole estate has ants all over. Is the reason why it's bad to eat crisps is because your body can either digest sugar or fat. And when you eat something that has sugar, your body goes, we have to digest the sugar first. He does look a lot like Russ. Russ has said he should go into modeling or something. I don't know if he should go into modeling, but he's got because he's got a bright, big smile. When he sees you, he smiles. He's not a grumpy guy like his brother or me. But everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Chat with us. Okay? Unfortunately, Chinese food is some of the best food. I mean, it is great. I mean, there's food all over the world is amazing. I mean, I even like a Chickamauga, whatever. He's 6'1" or 6'2", 47. Yeah. Yeah. So. And the problem with chips, because they're salt, they make you thirsty and they make you want to eat more food. That's why after we go out drinking late at night, after we're drinking, we're thirsty. Okay? Don't we not? We're thirsty. And then, so what do? We go to the kebab shop and we eat some more because we're thirsty. Okay? He's a very nice height. He's a good height. He's better looking than who? He's better looking. He's good looking. And he's nice. He's nice. I'm loving this, Lewis. It's a Lewis Schaffer marathon. I mean, my son Columbus said that people are on the air like for 6 hours. This Osmongold guy. No, you shouldn't drink. If you eat raw food, Visible Sun, isn't that a song, Visible Sun? That's what's that song? My boys are 6'2" and 6'3". Yeah, it's good. It's good to be tall. Anyway, but you can be loved if you're short too. But is that? And now I lost my train of thought. Oh, my son says that Osmongold, who's also a hoarder, but he's a messy hoarder. I do my dishes. Is great. He's on like for 6 hours at a time, playing games, like talking like this. We don't even have games to look at. What are we looking at? We're looking at a live stream, and we've got 47. Joe Rogan is an average of 3 hours per guest. Yeah, can't be done. He's done an amazing job. I never met him, but I did see him come into a comedy club in New York. And I knew, this is 25 years ago, he was doing a pod. Back then, this is in New York, at least 25 years. Police, Invisible Sun, yeah. Very good. Is that where you got the name from, Invisible Sun? And maybe good. Maybe I'm making a mistake by whatchamacalliting it and saying it can only be heard live. What do you think about that? Should this show only be heard live? Love the police. Loved the police. Loved the police. And that guy, the drummer, is such a great guy. And the bass player, too. He's much older. He's in his 80s. He's like a young guy. 49 is people watching it. Most game streamers I watch do 8 to 10 hours, 4 to 6 days a week. Would people still find me... It's not about me, but would you still find this interesting to go into? I like the idea that, hello all. Lola Twinkle, Lola, that's the Kinks. We were just talking about the Kinks, Lola. Penguins O is on YouTube more than he is on often. Me too. I watch about 8 hours of YouTube a day, maybe 10. Almond Dad's not very well this year. What does that mean? He's been posting about it, wishing him a speedy recovery. Oh, that's yes. What would Osman? Yeah, I like the guy a lot. I like him, but I don't watch him on Twitter. I watch him on YouTube. Lola loves the Kinks, and who is saying they love the Kinks? I got to keep track of this. Stuart Copeland is the amazing drummer. Yeah, his father was in the CIA. Did you know that? That's when the CIA was not made up of horrible people, and we were fighting Nazis. And now you can't trust them. Now they killed, I'm not saying they killed Kennedy, but they could have. You have to hit something here, Lewis. Live interactive streams are the future. Podcasts are on the wane. Thank you, Lud. Thank you, Lud. You should take a photograph of this so you can say you told me this. I can't think of the name Lola without thinking of that song. And that's when it was okay to be trans. It's okay to be trans now. I'm not against it, but can't think of the name Lola without thinking that. Joe Sanders says, you still have the vinyl. That's old school, the vinyl. So do you think this could be on for this many hours? For 6 hours? I mean, I'm just building up speed because lately I've been on for 2 hours. Visible Sun says bye. She's going, listen, everybody, you never have to say goodbye to this channel. Just, we'll see you another time. You'll see you another time. You say, next time you come online, you say, you had to leave early because of this reason, and I really missed you. Okay. I have ovaries, though. Actually, only one now due to teratoma. Don't Google it. It's caused by carbs, probably. I'm not like the Lola in the song. Okay, yeah, you go. Well, I mean, we maybe are meant to be together because my reproductive organs are not doing as well. I'll post one day. I'll post the results of my test. They were not good. They were not good. I don't want to talk about it. We're still, and who knows? Maybe I've got other kinds of diseases down there. We're all still here. We are 50 of us. That's amazing. We've been 50 for 2.5 hours. That is amazing. I like saying bye. It's like a Lewis family. Yeah. I guess I don't mind. But what happens is one person says goodbye. They think, oh my God, I better say goodbye. Next thing you know, like even talking about it, the sky's the limit. Is the sky the limit by staying on here for 5 hours or something? And my son, because he has the desk right over here, he wants to be on he doesn't want to listen to me talking like this. That's what he says. That's what he says. That's what he says. That's why he says, yeah, we're not going to say that. I love the name Laughing Saturn. I've said that before. Alan Williams. Keep going. I mean, did my son leave? I guess he did leave. Carnegie, he did say he was going to leave. He's a nice kid. His mother's, was mean to me, but was nice. She could have been such a perfect wife, his mother, but I didn't give the love. I did not give the love. Let's love everybody. It is a great song. It's a great song. It was a revolutionary song at the time. And then what's his name did a song, same thing. What's his name? Lou Reed, Long Island Jew. He never said he was Jewish because he wanted to keep it on the down low. You tell Carnegie not to say goodbye. No. But I don't want to think he's here and he's not here. I live in a very I tell everybody when he leaves, I tell him, I love you. I love you. I don't tell him I love you as often as I used to, but I do. I try to tell my kids I love them. I love them. I try to tell them that. Women love you more and more money you have. It's so simple, really. No, it's not true. I don't believe that. They don't love you more. They don't get hard thinking about you if you've got money. It is true. They might stop loving you if you have no money. What do you say about this, ladies? That if you stop making money, if you become lazy, good for nothing, they might stop loving you. Okay? Right. They might stop loving you. But they're not, you look at Laura Sanchez or whatever her name is. They're not. She doesn't love him because he's rich. I mean, he's taking me places. I mean, it's like my girlfriend. They like. Did my girlfriend like me because I was funny because she saw me perform? Yeah, she might. I don't think she did. No, hang on. You've been arguing for 18 days that women only love the money. No, they hate the absence of money. If you're just regular, if you lose the money, they're looking for a bigger and better deal. Not true. Every man I was ever with was skint. I was called skint by Bernard Manning. Said to me, Lewis Schaffer, you're gonna die skint, and ended up depending on me. I've never got out with men for the money. I wish I had. Yeah, well, the reason why we like women who have money and give us money is because we want to know that you love us. Do you love me for the money? Bernard Manning, yeah, he said that to me on a radio show. It's probably not on the TV anymore, on the radio. We could see how much you love your sons and them you. The other day, Carnegie and your chemistry was magic. Yeah, well, yeah, I hope it is. I mean, I hope because I spent enough time with him, and I think my wife was a bit jealous that because he was a baby. The more time you spend with a baby, the less time you have to spend with the adult. You don't visit them in prison if you've spent time with a little child, with the child. They don't go to prison if you spend time with them. They're quite happy. Money is nice, according to Kinsey, but it's certainly not everything. Height matters. Yeah, you want a good-looking... You're laughing, but it's true. Women want a tall, good-looking guy. A tall, good-looking guy. And they want to be proud of that guy. They want to feel protected. They want to feel like they're in somebody's arms and that guy is protecting them. But it's not everything. People are complicated. But, and a woman will hang out. I remember I had a girlfriend when I was 18. And I asked her, she was a Danish girl, and I asked her, I said, do you love me for me? Why do you love me? Why do you love me? I asked her, why do you love me? And she unzipped my pants, my trousers, and said, I love you for your mind. Danish people are really funny. So the Danish people are great. Money is nice, but cuddles are better. Yes, yes, yes. It's about love. It's about love. Well, what about remember what's the movie? A Streetcar Named Desire. Women love sex because they feel the guy loves me. They love sex and they want to know that you love them. So you have to have sex with women. You have to cuddle them. You have to protect them as best you can. And you know what? It's not just protecting them by giving them money. I've been out with two men richer than me in life, but so boring. Relationships are complicated. Yeah, a rich guy can be boring. Remember, that rich guy is still not the richest guy in the world. Joe Sanders. Is he the richest? No, he's not. You know what the death of love is. It's the death of communication. Every single time. No, because women don't tell you. No. You're saying men should communicate better with women. No. Women don't. They don't want to know what you're thinking. Men don't talk, and you don't want to know what a man is thinking. You don't want a man who's needs help. you know what, darling, I need help. No, you don't want to know that. You want a guy who's able to act strongly. And maybe, occasionally. Bernard Manning said a lot of things. He was not always serious. Most of his banter was just to get a laugh. Yeah, sort of like Lewis Schaffer. But he did say it to me. He said, Lewis Schaffer, because I didn't think he was being that. I don't know why he didn't like because I was critical of him, and I shouldn't have been critical. Just like the way people are critical of me when I go on the whatchamacallit, on the TV. They think I'm serious. I am serious some of the time. Why am I single, Lewis? What did I say that made me single? Young women in the West are impossible, Lewis. Yes, they are. They're impossible everywhere, but there's less social control here. Okay? Okay. Tell your sons to find the traditional woman anywhere else other than Europe. The answer is no, because they come to this country and they're not horrible, but it's like they're in the country that they're in. I mean, when I went through divorce, when I went through my divorce battles, let's see what you will say. And I bet men who are being divorced, men who came from Iraq, and they went to Iraq to get a traditional Iraqi woman, and the Iraqi woman came to the country, and they were treated horribly. The men were treated horribly. The women changed their tune completely. Okay? People like to be critical. It gives them purpose. Yeah, you won't, because you want to say the truth to people, but they also like being critical. Yes. Women don't like us men to crowd the kitchen, even though I've been told by women in my family that they want to be modern women and let men do the cooking. They want you to be modern. I'm such a bad reader. Sorry, Jay. MJ says this. Women don't like us men to crowd the kitchen, even though I've been told by the women in my family, and there's no pronunciation. How about a punctuation in there? In my family, comma, they want to be modern. They want to be modern women, period. And they want men to do the cooking. Well, it's like me. I looked after the kids when my kids were young. And I was told that was really not attractive. I was like, okay. You was the best thing on GB News. You said the best jokes, if you could call them jokes. This is what Premium says. When not being interrupted. Yeah, I was interrupted. But you know what? I like being interrupted because it stopped me from saying really horrible things and said the most extreme jokes that we love to hear. Yeah. Yeah, but the whole purpose of comedy is being extreme. Kinsey said, I enjoy cooking, but being cooked for is also nice. Well, that's another thing we can talk about. I'm against cooking. Cooking is bad for food. And you have to cook plants because they're toxic, so you have to cook the horrible stuff out of them. So cooking is bad. Women should not be cooking. Even cleaning is totally not necessarily. If you were critical of Manning, like you said, then he was just responding. Don't take it too seriously. I am dying skint, so he was right. He was right. And I have to say was he a great comedian? Yes, he was a great comedian. In a time when there weren't that many comedians. There weren't many American comedians. He was a great comedian. So to be insulted by Bernard Manning is something I wear proudly. Okay, women need to know nothing about men to love them. Men need to know everything about women to hate them. That's a Lewis Schaffer joke. I told you that. Did I tell you that? Women need to know everything about men to love them. Everything. They want to know, are you a good guy? Are you going to be a good father? Okay? But men, we love a woman when we first meet them. We fall in love with them, even if even if they're horrible. Okay? Yeah, okay. But after a while, we learn about women, how they just turn on us. He was a great comedian. Yeah, Bernard Manning was a great comedian. The good news is, Lewis, you only need money when you're alive. That's a funny joke, and that's a joke that Jackie Mason said. He said, I got enough money I could live forever if I don't eat or have a house. No, you adapt. Oh, you changed it. Oh, okay. Well, that's a battle. We're battling. She's already making jokes to top Lewis Schaffer. That's what Lucy does. What do you like to, no, what do you like to make for dinner, Mary Ann McCara Fitzpatrick? What do you like? Oh, reservations. Oh, there you go. I didn't realize it was a joke coming. It was a joke. What do you like to make for dinner? Reservations. Good joke. Okay, Lucy, women don't need to know anything about men to love them. Just that they're over 6 feet tall and earning a 3-figure salary. 6-figure. She wrote that 6. Yeah. I mean, love. I don't know if the word is love. They'll hang out with you. Will they love you? 6 feet. They'll like you a lot if you're 6 feet. Had that all the time. So what did you have? Then they try to change you. What did you have that? What did you have that all the time, Joe? What did you have that all the time? What did you have that? Yeah, height matters. Women are very attracted to height. They want you to be tall. So wear high heels if you have to. Add an inch. But I'm also going to say this. Men are very attracted to slender women. And I know my audience, a lot of you women, could lose a bit of weight. You've told me that. You've told me how much you weigh. I don't watch GB News as much as I used to, especially now Headliners is gone. I'd rather watch this, Lewis. Thank you very much. I'm not trying to take away business from Headliners. We were on the air for 3 years. That's a long time. I appreciate. You'll be slender soon, Kinsey. Yes, we're all going to be slender because we're all here in Lewis Schaffer's Fat Club. I can give a 3-figure salary. I don't know what that means, but there you go. So it could be a funny joke. Okay. Yeah. I mean, GB News is good, but I should get my own show. Write GB News and say, what about Lewis Schaffer? What about Lewis Schaffer? And then they'll put me on the air and no one will watch it. Robert De Niro. Who is that? Because people said that I used to look like Robert De Niro. You were too big for Headliners. On to better things. I love that attitude. I love the attitude. And that's what I'm doing here. I've been doing the show 18 shows. And I was pretty afraid of doing it. But I'm not as afraid as I used to be. But I'm pretty afraid. I'm pretty afraid of taking a chance on it. We like tall men because they can fight off smaller ones. Yes, that's true. That's what women like. They want a strong guy. Men like skinny women too because they're easy to pick up and run away with. Yeah, and they don't throw as... It's like my joke. It's like I've been working out because I've got a young girlfriend. She can throw a punch. Yeah, we don't want a tough girl. We want a nice, gentle girl, Jules. We want that. Ones who don't yell at us because we don't remember their, whatever. Anyway, here's what Lola Twinkle says. The height thing winds me up. Small girls can just make do with a 5'8" guy and like it. I'm 5'10". I need a 6-footer. Exactly right. Well, that's the world you're in because that's 5'3" or 5 foot or 4'9" is on whatchamacallit is on Hinge or Twitter, and she's communicating with people all over the world. I'm flirting with you girls. You know what I mean? And I'm some old guy. I'm preventing a younger guy from doing you girls. I'm only 5 foot. You know what I mean? It's not right. It is totally not right. We'll be here. Don't make any promises, Mark. I'm not even going to read that, but I appreciate that a lot. You were GB News to me. Now you're not there. I don't want to watch. I know it. I appreciate it. It's going to come back. Are you a big fan of De Niro, Robert De Niro? Are you a big fan of that? Lewis forgot his girlfriend's birthday. For shame. Oh my God, it was last week. Was it last week? Oh yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad. Yeah, I forget. I'm really bad. Well, is it June 19th or is it July 19th? I think it's June 19th. I mean, first of all, I don't have a girlfriend. Did she say that I was still her boyfriend? Because if I sent her a message, happy birthday, she might get upset, possibly. It's horrible. That's really bad. I used to be a karate teacher. I can't punch hard, but I can punch in the right place. Yeah, well, as a guy, I've been punched by girls. I've never hit a girl. That's we like a young girl who can. Not that you should never hit a girl, but girls should not never hit boys either. You're a non-iron black belt. Damn, you are packing. Ferocity is alluring. It can be alluring. It can be alluring. But, a lot of girls, they want a strong guy. I practice Jewish judo. Have you heard of that? Where, you know, where I grab a girl by the wrist and I go, stop it. Stop it. Or she grabs me by the wrist and I go, stop it. That's my Jewish judo. You need a strong woman to help you when you get older. Yeah. Well, that's what I love. Every woman that I've gone out with has been strong. So be strong. But, my wife, she was a comedy manager. She was strong. And the last girl's birthday I missed. That's really sad. That's really sad. Birthday. Is really strong. That was very camp. Yeah, well, they used to say that I was gay. Lewis Schaffer, not gay. GB Good is news, but the Saturday 5 is on now. So we know it's, you say GB News is good, but the Saturday 5 is now on. So we know it's shite. Is the Saturday 5? I've never even been asked to be on it, these shows. It was funny. Chase me. You want me to chase you? Who is chasing you? Who do you want to chase you? Is that Lewis? You want me to chase you, Lucy? Or, Lucy, I meant last year. What is this? Uh-oh, Lewis is in trouble. How am I in trouble? I ran out of place. We have the same issues. So here's the question. Jedster is here. Okay, chase. Am I supposed to chase you, Lucy, or is someone else supposed to chase you? I remember. Okay, the question is, should this be on live stream? 3 hours of live stream. Who's going to listen to 3 hours of live stream? Do you remember the Gong Show? No, I don't remember that. So what did Jedster say? I remember Bernard Manning once took a shine to my friend's girlfriend and told her that if he was her father, he'd still be bathing her. I mean, I find that funny. You're not allowed to say that. If it was, it's young girls. I mean, I've gone out with young women and older women too. Men are more flexible than women, but nowadays less so. What does yes, Lewis mean? Yes, Lewis. About chasing Lucy. I mean, I can't chase you. I'm not going to chase you. I'm sorry. I'm not going to chase you. Chase me is camp signaling. Is that right? Who was the comedian who used to say, chase me? Oh, I see where that comes from. Well, I don't want to chase anybody because let's say you chase them, you convince them to like you, and Larry Grayson. Was it Larry Grayson? When I was 26, I had a love affair with a 72-year-old. Yeah. And you would tell your friends, he's 72. Look at what a perv I am. Yeah, I think my old girlfriend was not. That's 46 years. That's quite old. Yeah, did he look good? Spot on. I am a bit gay. I'm not gay because I'm not gay. But I'm not quite as manly as I would like to be. I'd like to have sex with everybody all the time, relentlessly. But I don't because I don't really care that much. He was very fit and attractive, yeah. Was he more attractive than I am? I'm constantly asking Lucy, am I attractive? Joodles, am I attractive? Do you find me attractive, Lola Twinkle? Okay. Was he famous, too? Duncan Norview was the guy who said, chase me. Is that who it was? Is that what you're saying? Let's try to write a bit more in these things. Lucy couldn't remember. Okay. That's like Trump saying he would date Ivanka. He was making a joke. I hope. That bathing gag was a Tom O'Connor's joke originally. I don't know who Tom O'Connor is, but every joke has been told before. So I don't know who Tom. Older guys, they can be attractive. Or maybe they're not attractive. Are older guys attractive? I know they're not attractive because people don't look at me the way they used to look at me in my glory years. And when I say my glory years was about 5 years ago. I'm hetero fully, but I have tasted a few spam. I don't want to go there. We're not going there. That bathing, okay. So, yeah. So I think when we do this, I think we're going to work on ending hoarding, right? Was that interesting? Ending hoarding. I'm hetero fully. Okay. I think Joodles finds you very funny. Crocs. Tasted. You know what? I should post up a wedding thing to my friends got married. I sent them something. Cocks. Yeah, it's a cock. We can be gay. You can be gay. Even if people are flexible. You can go with a 72-year-old, but you shouldn't marry one. You should marry a younger guy because of the kids thing. Lewis isn't gay, but he's been with a bloke who was. Yeah, basically, that was my act when I was in New York. Lewis Schaffer's gay. But, yeah. I mean, this is the point. The point is, this is what this show is. This is a dating show. It's a dating show. It's an end hoarding show. It's a diet show. It's a low carb show. Okay. Lucy, can I ask a question? How did you know about the birthday? I mean, I've not been a lesbian, but who knows? But people today are lesbians, especially women. But I don't think women enjoy lesbianism. They don't enjoy it. I don't think. They like the idea of some guy. I've been watching old Ken Dodd videos. Yeah, he's great too. And he'd do like 3 hours. He'd just stand on stage and do 3 hours. I thought I was a lesbian for 4 years. Yeah, I mean, women can love other women, but they're also way more flexible than guys. Guys can be gay if there's no women available, if they're in prison. But they're not gonna go gay if there's women's choices. Because I mentioned it on Headliners at the time. Oh, there you go. This is a dating, hoarding, diet, mass appeal. Yeah. Well, what's important? It's helping people get laid, right? It's helping people deal with hoarding issues, which everybody has. We all have hoarding issues. Our diet is promoting hoarding. Diet causes people to do insane things. And it promotes being fat and, it's mass appeal. I was told as a young man, don't knock it until you've tried it. Yeah. But, women, the reason I'm against homosexuality, generally, is because women need love. And if you're going out with some guy, you're not giving the women you need to give. And if you're a woman and you're having sex with other women, you're not really making an effort to make a man happy. So I'm against it. You thought it was, okay, wait a second, what did you think? You thought it was, okay. You thought what was hilarious, Lucy? What did I think? Who is that Irish stand-up comedian who often got banned by the BBC? David something. He was very funny. Who was it? Probably a few of them. Don't we don't all have hoarding issues. We don't. You probably do, but don't realize how much work it takes to throw stuff out. And congratulations to you for throwing stuff out. And collect lots of useless junk. Don't forget the useless junk. Dan Allen, all things are useless, Galactus. All things are pretty much useless because, like Judah said, we don't need stuff when we're dying. It looks messy when two guys are kissing on screen or public. Yeah, it is messy. It is messy. It is messy. That's it, Dave Allen. Dave Allen, not Dan Allen, sorry. I love his comedy too. He didn't have a finger. He didn't have a finger, right? Did he not have a finger? I had a swollen. My finger used to get trapped this way. It was caused by carbs. Everything's caused by carbs. Whatever problem you have, it's so answer. I saw Ken Dodd once. His show started at 7:30 and finished at 1:00. You know what? Yeah. Well, when I used to do my show in Soho, it was basically 2.5, 3 hours. Each to his own. But don't push it on me. That's how I feel. Well, no, I don't know if anybody's... Well, they are. The teen world. They don't want people to have kids. They don't want people to have families. They don't want people to have communities and towns and countries. So they push it on there. But there are people... if you love a guy... Go for it. We need love too amongst the sexes. He lost his finger. I didn't lose my finger. My finger was trapped. Maybe I'm going to put the light on. All right. So this is going to be our show. We've spoken for 3. We got 40 views. How many viewers do we have? 40 viewers. Some guys on YouTube say you changed everything, Lewis. How did I change everything? He never said why he didn't have a finger. I'm telling you everything. Maybe I'd be more interesting if I told you. How have I said I changed everything? What, in the country? Every time he told us a story, he changed it. Yeah, Jules, that's true. The joke when he was telling his kid that time by hand. Okay, MJ, there's no punctuation. The joke, comma, when he was telling his kid the time by hand. Oh, yeah. Okay, there was a joke. Yeah. Maybe it should be like I don't know. And at the end, he just brought him a digital watch. It's a funny joke. I think it was something to do with the comedy scene in Soho. I don't believe that. I think he was like a working guy in Ireland. Times were rough. I don't know. I feel my punctuation has improved because of you, Lewis. Yeah, punctuation is really important. Punctuation. We're doing that. All right, so let me tell you something. I've got to hang up right now because 3 hours I'm getting dizzy. It's like I've had like a mini stroke or something. So I'm going to end this right now. I'm going to say thank you to everybody. I think the computer's going to be on for another 10 more minutes. So if you want to write something, okay, you can write something. Okay? You can type something on the bottom for about 5 minutes. Pronunciation too. Well, you could say I don't pronunciate properly. Right. So we're gonna say goodbye to everybody. I hate to say goodbye. 39 people is so many people. What should I do? I don't know what to do. I want to stay here. Should I? Lewis is leaving us to have a stroke. Yeah. Max 76. Who is Max 76? TTFN. Too tough. Something. 2 boats in a helicopter. That's my favorite joke. 2 boats in a helicopter. That's my favorite joke. I love that. Yeah, who knows that joke? Bye, everybody. See you, Joodles. Love you, Lewis. Love the Schaffer 50. Yeah, and let's make it the Schaffer 60. Love you all. The Schaffer 50. Go for a pee, grab a drink, and stay, Lewis. Okay, I appreciate that. I think epic 3 hours. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe we'll go longer tomorrow. Thank you, Lewis. I don't think you got the joke. Who are you talking to? Are you talking to me, Lucy? What's the point of speaking if you're not pointing to a person? Punctuation is key, as is a sense of humor, kindness, and nice eyes. All right, Lou Schaffer's eyes. That's that nice. Okay, so I'm hanging up. TTFN. Oh, I don't know what that means, but thank you. I'll have to Google it. 2 boats in a helicopter. Look up that joke. That's a great joke. That's about being grateful to God. I don't even believe in God, but let's be grateful to God. Bye-bye, chat. Except Lucy, you told me to shut up. Did you tell her? Well, she did. She told me to shut up. Didn't you really tell me? No, you didn't tell me to shut up. Yeah, maybe you did. Okay, we're going to say goodbye. Speak to you later, everybody. Thank you, everybody. This has been nothing but a joy for me. It's been so good. It's been a joy. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope to see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Is that a good time? If it's not a good time, tell me on Twitter. Go on Twitter and say, I just watched this. You can watch it. You can watch it recorded. It's not going to be as good, but it's really good fun just to hang in there for the time. Okay, you can do that. That would be really great. So I'm putting you on ending stream.